It's Underdog night here on Ship Chasing. We brought in some best ball thought leaders. We're going to galaxy brain. We're going to hop in a puppy draft. We will sauce your teams. Let's mess up the ADP in the puppy 3.
Pat Fryer Helmo.
This is why I'm hot.
Anita Handjob.
Fix your sight.
Jamar. Alpha play chase.
Are you kidding me? Kadarius Toney?
You can't handle the heat.
It looks like we're finally piss boys. You're right.
Oh, baby, look at the crew we got going tonight. Erik Beimfohr joining us. Mike Leone joining us. We got Pat. We got Gretch. We are in the throes of draft season. How are you guys doing tonight?
Yeah, definitely pumped. I'm surviving a tornado. There's tornadoes all around St. Louis, but we don't back down to storms when ship chasing, underdog drafts in late. But last year was pretty crazy after one of these shows, and so I'm not letting a tornado get in the way of us breaking Underdog for the second year in a row.
That's right. Yeah, I mean,
we are the tornado.
That is actually storm chasers. We have ship chasers and we have storm chasers.
It's like a twister.
Leone, I feel like it's been a minute since you've been on the show as well, or maybe
it has been. But when ship chasing calls, the alphas answer. So I'm here. I'm ready to go.
Yes, that's right. You heard we just went. I got the conch shell earlier today, and I put it out. And Erik and Mike came running. But yeah, no, we're excited for the show because I'll be posting our schedule on Twitter here soon, but we're going to be transitioning into full on, kind of managed league mode. Next week, we're going to have Sean Siegel on for kind of a master plan show for FFPC. Maybe we get some previews of his 0 RB targets. And then from there, we're going to be running doubles with main event drafts until the start of the season. So I wanted to make sure we got one more proper Underdog show under our belts here and kind of just check our pulse here on the Underdog and best ball landscape before we get going. So I don't know. I guess we can kind of open it up wherever. Have you guys noticed like any interesting larger metas going on in the best ball drafting landscape? Last year obviously was the wide receiver avalanche. You still get that in some rooms, but I don't know if I've noticed like any striking trends that have like overwhelmed me at times. Have you guys noticed anything?
Well, Leone, you guys have had Jack Miller's had some good stuff on Establish a Run regarding the trends that wide receivers are going even earlier than last year. Quarterbacks going earlier, which kind of surprised me because it's felt like kind of normal, I guess, but maybe that's because I'm broken.
Yeah, I mean, the wide receivers have been going earlier, especially like respective to some of the other sites. I mean, they've been going earlier everywhere, but on Underdog, they go earlier than they do on DraftKings, which doesn't make, any sense whatsoever. Like something's out of line.
Yeah, Underdog's definitely screwy compared to DraftKings.
Yeah, so I think the Underdog drafters likely a little bit sharper than the DraftKings drafters. But it is the exact opposite because, I mean, DraftKings full PPR and with the 100-yard bonuses, you would want wide receivers earlier. I think the quarterback stuff's interesting because if you think about like an FFPC main event, some of these quarterbacks aren't going that much earlier than they would in a single quarterback league, but the scarcity is really a lot different because you're rostering multiple quarterbacks. So I kind of think the top tier quarterbacks are actually still kind of a bargain. And then the mid-tier quarterbacks start to get pushed up maybe a little bit too much.
But at the end, quarterbacks are basically free and available. Like you can get guys who don't have any risk of losing their job.
Yeah.
Like Goff, or a guy who has some risk of losing his job, like Tannehill, but I think the risk is pretty low, and he actually has a history of being a decent fantasy scorer, and he's free. So, that's been kind of an interesting thing for me to try to think through. Yeah,
barbell the quarterback position. The dogs
actually not my dogs barking.
Oh.
That feels weird. I'm not used to being the guy on the stream where someone else's dogs are causing mischief.
Yeah,
wow.
Murphy.
Wow. There you go. What about you, Erik? Any kind of interesting trends that you've noticed over the past few weeks?
Yeah, the quarterback thing was what I was going to say, exactly what Mike said, so I won't hammer it home too much. But like you said it at the end, the barbell thing with quarterback, I think is like we're pushing up what we believe to be slightly better bets that don't have the actual ceiling in the like I don't even hate these guys, like mixing them into your portfolio, the Tuas and the Derek Carrs and the Kirk Cousins and stuff. Like I don't want to have necessarily zero. I might have zero of some of those guys, but they just get kind of artificially pushed up because their median projection is a little bit better. When Mac Jones, Daniel Jones, Ryan Tannehill, like everybody hates Carson Wentz. I get it, but like, Carson Wentz versus Kirk Cousins is like really not. It's not a 7-round difference. It's a difference.
We've reached the tout Carson Wentz part of the show already.
Hey, well, like
Jarvis
Matt
Landry
Ryan
will come later. Okay, we'll talk about Jarvis Landry later.
Do I need to
Let me get
shotgun
through.
one of these?
Probably. That's how I feel watching Stealing Bananas when you're talking about Julio and Jarvis Landry and all these goddamn old Marlon Mack. Like, what are we doing here, Ben?
Okay, two things. One, when Matt Ryan goes like 4 rounds ahead of Carson Wentz, Eric's absolutely right, because like, what is the meaningful difference between those two? And secondly, today Ben and I did our NFC South projections podcast, and Ben had a higher projection on Julio Jones than me, and I feel like the room needed to know that.
Wow, that is stunning.
Hey, this is a Julio Jones friendly podcast. It was the highest of all of you.
We're talking about one of the greatest receivers of all time. I'll own that. I don't have an issue with that.
Yeah, have some respect for a great Leone.
Last year,
Leone forgets how great these guys are.
Last year, you shamed me for having a higher projection on like Marvin Jones or something. And I was like, okay, this was a mistake in my projections. I need to tweak something. I'm not going to be higher on Marvin Jones. This year, I'm like, I'm totally content with having Julio Jones higher than you.
But back to the quarterback thing, one thing I've noticed too is it happens a lot too with the different structures, right? We talk about getting funneled into the same players because of a construction you're doing. Whereas like I noticed too, I probably don't have as many combos of elite quarterback with a Rodgers, a Carr, a Cousins, because you naturally are excited to push it when you get that elite QB and then wait to get them. So that's something I've been thinking about too. And same with like on the flip side, like if I do Uber punt, tight end, it's a lot easier to be like, all right, Goff, Wentz, and Ritter or whatever, as opposed to like, oh, maybe it is a Carr and then a 3 quarterback build too. So that's something I've been thinking about, of just because I don't think I'm alone. Like I feel like when I feel those things, it's probably reflective of what a lot of people are doing and just being willing to mix and match those combos more.
I think everything you guys are saying makes a lot of sense, other than the fact that you keep mentioning the guy that every team he plays for, they hate him. And Sam Howell's going to be starting over by like mid-season when the one Washington decides they hate him too.
So take Sam Howell. Draft Sam Howell.
Take Baker Mayfield, Ben.
If you guys skip like a Carr or a Cousins, let's say you have Hurts, okay? Then you skip the Carr Cousins to a tier and you go all the way and you grab, I don't know, let's say Carson Wentz. And that's your next quarterback. Are you grabbing a third or are you done at 2?
Who was the first?
I'm too greedy.
Who was the first? I'm sorry.
The first is like Hurts. It's not Mahomes. It's like Hurts. Yeah. Maybe Kyler, Dak.
I like to push it a little bit more. I am curious what you guys think about this, though. I think when it's what I would perceive to be a truly elite ceiling guy as the QB1,
mm-hmm.
like people will do it like and I guess tiers is kind of a way to look at it, but people will do it like I drafted him in the 10th round, so it's okay to do 2. It's like, but if it's Derek Carr, like no offense to Derek Carr, but like he can't be the QB1, right? Jalen Hurts theoretically could be, the second year Lamar Jackson or whatever. So I kind of try to do it from like an archetype perspective as opposed to like a round type of thing, like Hurts, Russ, Lance, those guys. Like I'm pretty much just doing 2 quarterbacks, even if the second one is Wentz. But then when you start to get into the maybe not so super high upside guys, Carr, Cousins, Tua, that range is when I start to think about the third one.
Also, did this article about 3 quarterbacks, and the simulations basically showing that would be beneficial to have that third, even if you did have like a Mahomes. All like the roster construction explorer stuff, like going back to like 2015, looking at Fanball and stuff, like all of it is like basically you're better off going with 2 quarterbacks. But like how much, like basically everyone who was hardcore about Underdog last year was going 2 quarterbacks. Basically, like a lot of people who've been like sharp basketball players of the years have preferred 2 quarterbacks. Like I'm like, have we just all played this game slightly wrong for a while? But like it's not that big a deal. But I like him. Is it possible 3 quarterbacks actually better if you're getting one essentially for free.
I mean, I definitely think it changes in round 18 where, you know, a couple of years ago we could get like starting wide receivers in round 18 and now we can't. And so the combination of the odds of that pick working out with, you know, a legit starting quarterback being around 18 add up. I do sort of wonder if like the sim stuff that you mentioned just like isn't set up like super correctly and it's overinflating the QB3 stuff just because, as you mentioned, like the evidence has been so stark in favor of two quarterbacks and sort of passes the sniff test too, where like it's very unlikely you're getting two quarterbacks that get hurt. I mean, usually both your quarterbacks are making it through an entire season, whereas the other positions can get cannibalized so much by injuries and whatnot that it is super important to just, even if it's like low probability dart throws, to have a guy at the back end there. I do think if you're taking two mid-tier quarterbacks or riskier quarterbacks, then you probably should take a third, like the range that Erik mentioned. And that's where people maybe are taking two when they shouldn't take two. But if I'm taking Mahomes, I'm you're really unlikely to take a third quarterback unless it's two guys that are mega late and maybe my stacks work out with both of them.
Yeah, if it doesn't work and you get you get backed into, say it is a draft where all those other guys we talked about go, and you're like, there's not even a starting quarterback back here. It's like if you want to take Trubisky and Ritter or Trubisky and Mariota or, you know, something like that to tack on, I think that that's okay. But I think that the Sims thing is really good, and I love that these people are like posting some of this stuff, but without seeing what's kind of pumping into it, it's hard to really analyze, you know, what it's spitting out, right? Like, is it and like if there's no assumption of a lot of the things that play into best ball from like what wins, yeah, like three quarterbacks is natural. It's a high scoring position. You're going to gain points by having more of that position if all things go according to plan in your simulation, right? But the problem with that is that in an NFL season, it's pure and utter chaos, right? It's binary. Guy gets hurt or guy doesn't get hurt. Offense is good or offense, right? The Jaguars were terrible last year, even though some of the guys stayed healthy. It's all binary, so it's really hard to do that. I kind of think about it like when I get to week 17, do I want to have, you know, Marcus Mariota tossed onto my Josh Allen team, or do I want that extra shot lottery ticket on Rashad Penny, Amon-Ra, etc.? And I think that one's pretty clear to me.
The one thing that made the most intuitive sense for me or bringing me around to wanting to do more three quarterback builds was this idea of having a unique stack in the week 17 finals, where we know there's this natural selection bias to the teams that advance. If Joe Burrow has this massive week 16, everyone's going to show up in week 17 with Joe Burrow. And so now if you're in two quarterback builds with Joe Burrow, you're probably going to also have some overlapping. If you have that third unique stack where you have a chance to kind of hit a high range outcome. And that's where we can debate it. Can some of these really late quarterbacks actually give you the high range outcome? But that's the part that's interesting to me. And I have found myself, like I was looking at some of my rosters, like I had a Trey Lance where then I did Zach Wilson and Wentz. I'm sorry for bringing up Carson Wentz again, but that idea of like getting the elite guy, but then really punting your last two after that with hopes of getting a unique stack.
Lance is also probably like on the border a little bit too. You know,
how dare you? How dare
you? But like looking at to Pat's point about, you know, is everyone drafting two quarterbacks? The data last year, there were 83,000 teams that drafted two quarterbacks and 66,000 that drafted three. So what are you talking about? Like 65-35 or something? Like it wasn't that. Okay. It's not like no one was drafting three quarterbacks, and the rates across
really
the board.
Really interesting. Better.
Yeah. So yeah, I do think the uniqueness point in the tournaments is the most interesting aspect of it. But I'd almost rather
do that. Are you trying to get like, are you hoping that, let's say you have like a Russ stack and Russ basically has two bad weeks in 15 and 16, and then you kind of sneak Russ in?
Yeah.
That feels more like how you actually win. Like you get Russ absolutely exploding in week 17 rather than having like Zach Wilson have a super heavy stack Zach Wilson game blow up in week 17.
So like Peter was pointing out, in my one FFPC team that made it to the finals last year, I had kind of accidentally auto drafted Ben Roethlisberger as a third quarterback. And he was the reason I advanced in round one on a DAC team. And then I had a pretty unique DAC team in the final. So it did work out sort of as Osmo had outlined in his article. Yeah. I'd almost rather take still take 2 quarterbacks, but just get combinations of maybe putting a lot of equity in quarterback, where I've almost have 2 elite quarterbacks, and they could, I guess, trade off weeks in the playoffs of going.
I've been doing that a lot.
Cool.
And I actually have an article coming out next week that argues that you should do that. So
I love this because I think we talked about this on Monday, right? Where we get into pockets of the draft this year where, like last year, I think, especially with how crazy everything got with wide receivers and such, that you would get into those 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th rounds, and you couldn't, if you had taken Josh Allen or Mahomes or whatever, you couldn't afford to then take whatever, Trey Lance, Tom Brady or whatever. This year, I don't feel that way. You get into those 6th, 7th, 8th through 10th or 11th rounds, and it's the market is a lot more efficient. And I don't feel like a lot of the times there's the top 10 guys in the queue are like, I don't know. I don't really, it's the Damian Harrises, it's Miles Sanders, it's Russell Gage, it's those guys. And like, I don't feel pressured into taking them because they're the best pick. And so even though I took Jalen Hurts in the 6th round, you come back around to the 7th and Russ is there, and maybe I have Sutton or Judy, or maybe I just want to set up another stack. And doing that, I feel like that's kind of the way, as opposed to doing the 3 quarterback thing. Give me 2 of the guys that can really just light this season on fire, as opposed to the sorry, Ben, the Wentzes and the Goffs and those guys.
The Carson Wentz show. Can I ask you guys a question as sort of an outsider? Because I obviously am not drafting hundreds of underdog teams. That data we were just showing, there's not like massive differences in the advance rates and stuff. And so the question I'm going to ask basically is, how comfortable are you with the error bars in basically a given year or over multiple years? That because this is obviously a very common way to look at this, but that we could split this a lot of different ways. One of the most interesting piece of analysis I saw this year was when Hayden was looking at the different types of players that 0 RB drafts last year took versus robust RB drafts, where the young receivers were all on the 0 RB teams, the vet receivers were all on the robust RB. It was very clear that certain types of drafters were influencing the win rates in a way that might not even be about the structure. It might be about the type of person that is doing that structure and the way that person drafts. It could have everything to do with the fact that they're more willing to draft young receivers. I mean, not entirely, but there are error bars on this type of thing. How much does it have to do with the fact that a lot of these 3 QB builds are throwing in a Mitch Trubisky and a Desmond Ridder, and 2 of the 3 QBs are trash, right? How much of it has to do with those little splits within the data?
I think it might have to do with, again, like I said at the top of the show, I think elite quarterbacks are undervalued relative to some of the mid-tier quarterbacks in terms of where they're going. And teams with elite quarterbacks are more likely to only take 2 quarterbacks. So if you're saying the elite quarterback is a better pick at cost than the mid-tier quarterback and an elite quarterback, then those teams should have a higher advance rate just right off the bat. So I think there was part of that. And you're right, the margins are thin, but don't you dare take away my systemic edges, Ben. I'll find my 1.4% increase in advance rate till the day that I die.
This was blasphemy in the Church of Leone. I apologize. I won't ask a question like that again.
This is the fanball rates from 2015 to 2019, because the last 2 years people have talked about this.
Can you zoom a bit more, Pat?
Yeah. There's been, so this is 2020 through 2021, and elite quarterback ADP has been super efficient over the last 2 years. 2 quarterback is crushed. But even if you go back before that, and before best ball was super popular, 2 quarterback was still had a positive win rate. 3 quarterbacks slightly below, still had higher than expected top 2 percentile teams. So it does feel like, that's a pretty big sample.
Yeah.
158,000 plus teams. So I don't know. It just feel like we have this kind of these really long historic results that show 2 quarterbacks probably better. But then I also know from doing shows with you guys last year that, I would float taking a 3rd quarterback when we were when we had Trey Lance and I would get shamed
So that probably should not have gotten shamed.
Yeah, in hindsight.
In hindsight, we had one quarterback at that point. We needed a second.
Remember when we said we like to push it?
3?
Yeah.
No,
we said
I
we like to
definitely
push
pushed
it. We
too
were
much.
the Price is Right little yodeler going off the cliff.
When you take a backup quarterback as your QB1 in the 7th round, that generally means it didn't go well. Yes, you should have taken the 3rd, dipshit. Actually, you should have not.
You shouldn't have taken the
team.
2nd. You should have taken 1.
You
So
should have.
one of the points I was trying to make, though, with the zero RB and robust RB dichotomy is that the drafters that are willing to go 2 QB, I would bet, are better at drafting the rest of their teams.
Yeah, probably, right?
I love that
I
nuance.
don't know.
Just like
the
we
data.
are.
Sample size is bigger though. Like the zero RB thing is like there were like 1% of people drafting zero RB teams. This is 60% of people are drafting 2 quarterback teams. So I don't know if that's the case here.
The other thing about
The
it, I
ones
don't know
that
if
like
you
to
guys...
draft with multiple columns on take 3 QBs, and the ones that like to live a little.
But that's kind of what I'm saying. Like, what if there was a different contingent of people drafting 3 quarterback teams? Those teams would have different textures. Like maybe it's still not optimal or even something we should do, but it does make me like worry a little bit about what the data is telling us to some extent, not totally.
Do you know how many donkeys comprise 80,000 teams drafting 2 quarterbacks? Did you see all the idiots that drafted Trey Lance and Justin Fields last year?
Yeah, but there's a lot of sharp draft.
Like, yeah, we brought down the 2 quarterback ranks last year. What are you talking about? We did bias the sample. The game should be wider.
The wrong way.
I was gonna say
there's about the data now.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's absolutely sampling bias. Like I don't think that's even debatable. But to Mike's point, like I was literally a part of the reason why I fucked up the sample because all my 2 quarterback teams were shit. They all had Trey Lance and Justin Fields on them.
And Trevor Lawrence.
And yeah, Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, bunch of scrubs, Daniel Jones.
Like it's still hilarious that Eric's and I's team that showed up in the finals had fucking Dak and Mac Jones on it. Like,
and we didn't even use Dak. We used Mac Jones' score in the final round.
Yeah, it was bizarre. I mean, the other thing too, I was gonna say, and I don't know if you guys are feeling this, but man, like in these underdog drafts, after round 14, it's a fucking wasteland. Like if I'm not picking a quarterback to round out, an Elijah Moore double stack with Zach Wilson or Lions double stack with Jared Goff or whatever. Like
Terry
I hate
McLaurin,
everything.
Jahan Dotson.
Yeah, Carson Wentz with Jahan Dotson, but that's the other thing about it too. And you can quibble with, finding the breakouts there, but I almost still feel comfortable about like binking the quarterback breakout in that range. At least we know they're going to be on the field, like starting those games. So I have warmed up to the QB2 and QB3 in that range. Mac Jones as well.
I want to talk about your team last year. How many points did Mac Jones score in the final for you? Like not very
20 or something like that. He threw like 4 touchdowns.
That is actually a really good counterpoint.
$1 million points.
That makes me feel more comfortable with the 2 QB thing because Mac Jones wasn't like particularly great last year. Dak wasn't necessarily great. But one of the things that I found so fascinating about your guys' team last year was how well the running backs fit together. Your team was like has been doing freaking laps around my head all off season. That got 6 last year because you guys went full 0 RB. Your first running back was Raheem Mostert. He basically didn't play. But you could argue that if you would have went 3 QB, you might not have taken one more of those running backs. That wound up being a really good combination. I think your running back scoring from the late rounds in conjunction with the elite receivers that you guys had is what made this team so interesting. A couple of good tight ends. But really, like you had the loaded up early receivers. They weren't amazing. Devontae Adams was good. Keenan Allen was good. Jamar Chase was an obvious hit. You had to have some. But your running backs, Sony Michel and Penny were great. Late Madison had the big moments. James Conner good all throughout the year. Tony Pollard had his flashes as well. Like your running backs came together so well for a late round running back team. And you maybe don't go 6 running back if you go 3 QB. It's kind of a pretty good representation of that idea that like you do want to take that extra skill position player because you had the Mostert injury and your 5 running backs came together really well.
The other thing you could probably counter
Sony.
What's that?
We took Sony in the 18th round.
Sony the other thing though, and this goes back to everything with advance rates and small sample sizes is, and Eric, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't believe there was a quarterback separator in this week 17.
No, Burrow scored upper 20s, maybe something
Right,
like that.
that's the thing. So if Mac Jones is getting you through some weeks, it's because you just need a floor at QB sometimes if you have enough.
I'm also saying that if there was the Kyler, the Josh Allen 40 burger, you might have needed to show up with him. Whereas we ran pure because our strengths were not tight end and quarterback. And this was a low scoring quarterback and tight end week. And we banked the 2 highest scorers in Penny and Chase. And it just goes to show how, we still showed up in the finals. We had a good team in that regard, but getting in the top 10 was because we faded the QB and tight end big weeks to separate.
Also, I will never forgive both Kyle Pitts and Michael Gallup for getting hurt because Kyle Pitts catches a 50-yard pass and gets hurt in the second quarter or whatever. And then Michael Gallup catches a touchdown and tore his ACL on that play. So we weren't going to catch Liam, but it was so triggering because we basically hit the stone cold nuts.
Yeah. But so that's the one thing. That lineup does just prove how powerful structure and uniqueness is, I think. And then it also can go to show that how much variance there is, where the soft spots are if you get the core. Because you can just make the opposite argument of you want that elite QB because he has that elite ceiling. That's why I like elite tight ends too. But then you have the dud elite tight end week in week 17, and all the teams who showed up with Mark Andrews didn't place.
You're absolutely right. That lineup shows that. And I mean this in the most complimentary way possible because that team wasn't even that good.
It wasn't.
That's what I tell people all the I told somebody
good.
that yesterday. We got 8th in this huge tournament. And if you looked at that team, tell me who was a smash.
You had Chase, but you didn't have Cup. You didn't have Debo. You didn't have, there's so
Jonathan
many good
Taylor.
players. You didn't have
no Mark Andrews.
Fournette, no Taylor. Yeah.
Debo
Connor was a good hit. You don't have the tight ends.
It's a totally different contest now because it's gotten so big. But the year Herzig won, his team was like if you looked at it, even in retrospect, you would have mocked the team.
Yeah.
Like you would have mocked him mercilessly. The guys like T.Y. Hilton and some of the guys on there. But, it was just a good structure. And then you got lucky with the right performances at the right time.
A lot of it really is how all the performances fit together.
But I do think that's, to your very original question, Pete, I think that's the thing. We can talk about some of these little 2 quarterback, 3 quarterback, right? 2 tight end, 3 tight end, 0 RB, etc. But the fact that we're still, I think the entire market is playing this a little bit like our traditional season-long manage. We come in with that perspective. And I don't have it. I sure as shit don't have it solved in really how different these best ball tournaments are. But I don't think we're appreciating just how different this format is from a managed season. Managed,
even from drafters or NFC where
100%.
You're just trying to score the most points. I think it's completely different. It is completely different.
On the quarterback thing too, to Eric's point about in some ways that's small potatoes. I just much rather take even if it's a super low probability lottery ticket at one of those guys really mattering and being a difference maker because, you're either going to have the elite quarterback that you need to have in week 17, or it's going to be a situation like you guys had where it just didn't really matter as long as you had a quarterback who was playing. So in all of those scenarios, a third late round quarterback is very unlikely to shift the needle a lot. I guess where it would matter most is helping your team get there in the first place, happened with my FFPC team where I survived the week. But I don't know, I just rather take the lottery ticket.
Because the other thing is the lottery ticket can also help you get there. It's lower probability that they help you get there. But the only reason Pete and I got there was because we took Sony. Sony was an absolute smash for us. When we needed him, particularly with that structure, and he helped us get there. So that's kind of the data thing. The data might have said, hey, you guys should probably draft a third quarterback when it's Dak and Mac. That's not a very good combination. So, let's add on that quarterback. If we had done that, this team wouldn't have gone anywhere as opposed to taking Sony. And it would, we ran pure as hell, but that's what you need. That's kind of what you need.
And this is what kind of we talk about comparing a best ball season to like a DFS slate, right? And how it's like one slate that we get, and we can look at data for DFS stuff. And you always like all of the data gets us to like directionally accurate builds. And now we stretch out that feedback loop for best ball. And I'm not saying people are wrong to do, our 2-5, 9-2s or whatever kind of the comfy builds are, because we know that's like directionally accurate. But it still does feel like that same GPP mindset in the same way you look at the top lineups. And you're like, how did you get on that play? How did you think to play 2 tight ends? How did you think to onslaught this team in this contest? And wondering, like, I keep coming back to uniqueness as like something I really want to think about. You mentioned the Sony Michel. You kind of get the double whammy in that Sony Michel wasn't drafted in every draft, and he didn't perform well enough early in the season to help advance a lot of Sony Michel teams. A counter to my quarterback argument would be like, even if you get that third quarterback through and helps you get a unique stack, he's still likely drafted in close to 100% of drafts, like the Goffs, the Wentzes, etc.
The thing that was a great point. The thing that made Michel such a good hammer for you guys and Penny was that you also had Madison, Connor, Pollard earlier, who did, Madison had multiple starts with Cook out that were really good. Connor was, so you had it paired together where other running backs got you there, and then they could take it from there. And those other running backs weren't necessarily performing late. I don't know how good Connor was late, but Madison wasn't performing, late, or whoever he helped get there. Maybe
you guys had like layers
Connor was hurt.
Season of the
Connor was hurt late. Connor was hurt late in the season.
Yeah. So you guys, that's what it was, is these layers where, like you said, most Michel teams didn't get there, but you had Michel paired with guys who got you there.
And
which is the structure, right? That's how you get there, is like a 0 RB team needs to, like, you need to run pure again, like we did. Yeah. But the only way to get that layering is through that structure. You can't like, you draft a robust team. There is no such thing as the layering. Those guys are your guys.
You'll get the layering, but nothing else is happening.
Nothing else is happening. You don't have the 5 receivers in the first 6 rounds. You don't have the receiver points.
Your running back points are covered.
Yeah,
you're fucked.
You do
receivers? No.
But you do have a lot of other roster spots for other positions to get like just weird guys through.
Ideally, what you're trying to do.
I guess if you not. Yeah, I guess I was thinking more like hyper fragile.
No issues with hyper fragile.
Or like, you better not.
Well, it is, because what you really want to do is if you do go the anchor RB route, you want to do the Hertzik, where you wake up with Kamara scoring 50 plus points, and then you're also mixing in the guys who are super unique that weren't doing anything, and they're you want to get the Kamara with the Sony Michel. That's probably the kind of thing it's going to take to win this year.
But either way, I mean, he had Hamler right in his winning team, which is like kind of the opposite of the Sony Michel, like the late guy a lot of people didn't have, a separator. But
did Hamler hit late?
2 for 90 and 2.
That's
he had 2 for 90 and 2.
But he wasn't on that screenshot. He had 0 points.
It might have been the playoff week.
The second. Okay.
He got him there. Yeah, Hamler got him.
Yeah.
There.
So then he was the only team with Kamara in the final. Literally the only team with Kamara. Wakes up Christmas Day. That was the Christmas Day Kamara 6 touchdown game before the rest of this slate started.
Look at how
the contest was way
pitiful.
Smaller.
I mean, that got me a top 20 finish in the FFPC.
Look at those receivers.
That was
that's why I said you guys would mock this team mercilessly. It's 3 pocket passers, old wide receivers.
It's only been 2 years. Who are these players?
Yeah.
Who's John Brown?
Yeah, John Brown's not even in the league anymore.
This is like winning a medal at the first Olympics. It doesn't even count.
That was like John Brown's last game.
$200,000 does spend. It does spend.
It was also Robbie Anderson's last game.
And James Washington.
Robbie Anderson won 2 people $1 million last year on DraftKings.
What?
And lost me thousands. And lost me thousands.
And lost you a lot of face.
Ben, one week the guy who won the milli won by so much that I think he had like a 3-point Robbie Anderson game in his lineup.
Did he really?
One week he was actually good.
Oh, that's hilarious, because you said that before, and I've never bothered to learn how that was possible.
Yeah.
I will say it till the day that I die, because it's true.
I mean, Well, piggybacking on that thing about just everything after round 14 feeling like a wasteland, YouTube user makes an excellent point here, where it's like, I've been completely, if I'm not going quarterback, I've basically been completely avoiding anyone with an ADP 16 through 18. Like, sorry, Gus Edwards, sorry, James Robinson. Like, I'm going deep down because it's such a wasteland. Those guys feel so low probability, likeliness to hit relative to the other guys going outside of who's getting drafted in every draft. Like I'm just completely avoiding that zone.
The along those lines, the guys that you should be taking that would ruin everyone's fantasy season and really piss a lot of people off are Trey Sermon and Zach Moss.
Yeah.
And Ty Montgomery.
No,
that's big.
We've drawn the line.
It's happening.
Ty's on the other side.
Have you not been hearing the drum beat?
Nope.
You're the only one playing drums on that. It's a Ben Gretsch bongos.
Even Ty Montgomery's like, come on, man.
He's like 97 years old.
You drafted 60% of James 29. White in a half PPR league. Congratulations.
Did we just talk about Cordarrelle Patterson like an hour ago, Leone? Do you not remember him from last year?
If Ty Montgomery scores as many points as Cordarrelle Patterson this last year, I will issue a public apology to you.
I mean, come on, that's a high bar. Cordarrelle Patterson.
Well, we're trying to win some money.
Here it is.
Stud.
Sports Illustrated Fan Nation says, with James Washington being placed on PUP, Pierre Strong seemed like he would take over the role as third down passing back. Not if Montgomery has anything to say about it. The new free agent was constantly running with the first offense group and would be the recipient of a number of red zone screens. Ben Gretsch, play those bongos.
What is going on in New England?
Oh, no.
That's a great question. That is a great question.
Yeah, Joe Judge is the OC.
Can't talk about Carson Wentz. Can't talk about Carson Wentz, but God forbid.
They gave him a 2-year, $3.6 million deal. This is why I was talking about Logan Thomas so much a couple years ago, because I was like, why the fuck did Washington give him so much money? He was nobody.
$3.6 million isn't a lot of money. What are you talking about?
It's more than he's ever made.
Minimum.
It's more than he's ever made at any point in his career on annual average value.
Ty Montgomery has more juice than I remember. Just watched him get the edge several times when the offense was repping their outside run concepts. He's going to see some real carries. He's not just catching passes now. He's seeing real carries.
Oh my God! Look,
the veteran.
This is where we're at. I got to take twice. Scroll down. I got to take by two people. There's the other one.
Your brand now is just getting tagged. Everyone, for the rest of eternity, you need to tag Gretsch.
Tag him. Make sure you saw.
For Ty Montgomery's level of service, his minimum contract has to be $1 million, Ben. He's making 1.8 per year. He's 800,000 over the absolute minimum.
It's like,
man. Don't bring your facts and logic. That just brought me way down. He has to get paid at least $1 million.
Well, you went out of your way to be like 2 years, $3.6 million. I mean,
he's like 30, dude. They have minimums when you get to that age.
$1 million, but all right.
It is for his service level. It's $1 million. It's over $1 million.
All right, my whole argument is bunk.
I wanted to have one more other structural conversation before we hop in a draft, and I have to get this off my chest, and there's not much to get off my chest right now. I do realize that. I got the XL ship chasing tank, and I'm swimming in it right now.
Oh, sorry, bro.
I know. Sorry, I need to hit the gym to fill this out.
Hit the bench, bro.
Bench. All right, I'm just gonna say this right now. I'm the biggest 0RB stan. I love it. It's like almost fucking impossible to do at the back end of round one right now. Like I absolutely hate it. I don't know if I'm just bored. I love it from the front. I'm saying from the back.
You don't like it? You don't like it from the back?
No, I like
that. Somebody clip that.
Yeah, someone clip that. So can you guys talk me off this ledge? I mean, it's just, yes, Adams is kicking around there, but once Diggs is off the board.
What running back are you taking then? Like who?
Barkley, Swift.
I'd have a lot of Swift.
But I like the C. What's the difference
too.
with like CD, Debo? That's
my point. I like Higgins and Debo just as much as CD, and I can get them in the back end of round 2 in almost every draft.
What about the tight end? Why don't
like,
you go Adams tight end? That seems like so easy.
Andrews or
Kelsey?
Pitts?
Yeah, that's true.
Or
You can't
Kelsey.
get Adams,
you can go
Kelsey,
Diggs
normally.
You can go Diggs if he falls.
Oh,
Adams.
I was
Andrews.
looking at the.
Leone, if you'd actually do drafts, you'd know how hard it was to get those two together.
I was looking at the FFPC ADP for a second. So
CD, that has been in the past for me, like kind of a leak where like CD's not going to fall, right? His ADP's going to stay where it is. So like,
Yeah,
he's not.
I'm just taking him. I think maybe I'm like have 7% or something. Maybe I'm slightly underweight, but I'm not fading CD because I think he's too expensive, even though I do think he's too expensive to your point, Pete. But it's like, I also would like to have CD Lamb this season.
Yeah,
I think he's really
he has
good.
a breakout profile for sure. And the opportunity, the runway,
But my point, so that's kind of my point, is like you're having to reach, relative to how, much you think they're worth. And then you're also, because that the player pool options for good 0RB is so thin, you're just hitting the same combos over and over there as well. So like, that's why I will mix in. I'll do like Kelsey and Higgins, because a lot of people aren't, getting that combo if they're just drafting off of ADP. You can make it work. I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm just saying, like, in previous years, that was the sweet spot. Everyone scoops up their running backs. They're pushing down the wide receivers. You don't want to get a watered down version of the running back they already took. So you beat them with the wide receiver points. And I just feel like that dynamic is almost flipped. I feel like I'm staring at the Jamar Chase, Cooper Kupp, Justin Jefferson team, and like, I'm going to go to battle with CeeDee Lamb for you. Like, GG, I'm dead. Like, give me Barkley or Swift. Let me try to bink a top 5 season that way and beat you.
That's a really good point.
It really is. Sean made a similar point on bananas recently, and part of his point was that the top 2 running backs were all afraid of. You can see ways Taylor fails with the lack of receiving and the lack of big plays, and obviously everyone's concerned about McCaffrey's health. I think those 2 both not hitting seems like a lot more likely than all 3 of the receivers not hitting, right?
Plus Diggs, plus Kelsey, plus maybe Devontae, where Pete's talking about. Like, if you draft 12th, you can't get even Diggs, Devontae, Kelsey either. So you miss 6. You miss 6 guys.
So the CeeDee Lamb wide receiver 1 season is harder to get to on the other end than the Barkley RB1 season might be, or the Swift.
Agreed.
Yeah, whoever just put that comment up, like Devontae Adams' ADP is what, like 11 point something. He has to fall sometimes.
Joshua just watches the Badge Brigade bro streams where he goes like 1-7.
His ADP's 11, so I would assume he actually falls to 11 or 12 if his.
It's 11.1. It's mathematically impossible for him.
Do you know what we need, Eric? Do you know what service you should offer at Spike Week is exclusively streamer draft ADP? How hilarious would that be?
That would be
to look at.
We might have to look into that. Yes, I'm gonna need a minion. We're gonna need a minion. Dubner was tracking all of your stuff. I need somebody to watch everybody's streams and calculate the teams. But it would be kind of funny.
19 today. Wow. In the chat, David
I wonder if this is one of the things of just like wide receivers are going earlier than they used to. Because I was just looking at my exposures. I have 7% Najee, who like was someone I was planning to be like, he's going way too early, not drafting. I have 7% Cook, same thing. I have 6% Derrick Henry in Best Ball Mania. Derrick Henry, I should never be drafting. He should be like the 103. I'm like, this is
Kick
so
him
dumb.
off. Kick him off the stream.
I think part of it's like in maybe 3 years ago, Chase is the 108, right? Like his locked in 105 ADP. While I agree with it, and I take him every time I have a chance to, if at the 105, then like I don't know if that's
on so many fucking Ty Montgomery tweets. Dick.
Basically, I'm feeling like maybe the ADP at the top is just like a bit different than it was in years past. It feels different because I'm drafting running backs that I never have drafted before.
Don't you think it's that second round though? Like the first round feels fairly solidified. We can argue about 10, 11, 12 or something like that. But the top 5, I think everyone kind of with the brain agrees on the top 5. Wherever you want to put Eckler or wherever you want to put Diggs, Kelsey, Devontae, it's like, you kind of just draft those guys as they come to you. You get But the second round, tell me who's the best second round pick. Swift, Barkley, T, CD, Evans. I know, we don't like Evans, but like if Mike Evans has 90 catches and 15 touchdowns, would you be surprised? No. Mark Andrews, right? There's like 15 guys. Kyle Pitts goes in the third round. Why is Kyle Pitts not going?
Catches for Mike Evans?
Would you just come on? It was a generalization. I threw a number up.
Save it for the fucking.
The last time he did it was
projection
2016. it was only 6 years ago, and he's
maybe 83.
He's only hit 81. He's actually only hit 75 one time since 2016. But
yeah, sorry I went over your projection. I apologize.
Yeah, Mr. Overly Precise.
Just
Pete, I watched your
keep
best
rolling.
Ball video
Keep
today.
rolling.
I watched your Best Ball Bros video, and
from last year, yeah.
saw a lot of myself in there, more than I even did last year. I was like, oh fuck.
Tonight's stream is my final piece of research before I finalize the script. It is crazy watching back last year's and just like the vernacular and seeing how much just the glossary or whatever our shared language has changed and evolved.
Usable weeks. I was like, oh yeah, usable weeks. We haven't talked about those in a while.
Yeah.
I have.
Leone's the only one who cares about usable weeks still.
I love them.
Ben Roethlisberger, usable weeks, won Leone some chunk of change.
Nothing like 10, 30-year-old slot wide receivers going 6 for 60.
Yeah.
Get my juices flowing.
Gretch loves those.
Any other thoughts here on I got that one off my chest there. I know people are always disappointed in me when I'm not doing more zero RB streams, but when you guys fucking take all the wide receivers in front of me, like I don't know what you want me to do.
Yeah, is this a you streaming problem maybe?
Yeah.
No, it's all the drafts too. It doesn't matter.
You stream like 7 days a week though, so
when
it's
are you not
possible.
streaming? This is the issue.
It's
We're needing to have an
possible.
intervention.
You know what? I wasn't streaming on Monday. I said, let you guys all do this. I could fucking take a night off. It was great.
We had a great time.
You know what you can do? I mean, you can do the zero RB start and then do like hyper fragile because you can actually get starting running backs in rounds 5 and 6 now.
It's true.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
Is that the most unique build? A hyper fragile team with David Montgomery, Josh Jacobs,
Yeah,
and
those are
Antonio
the two I was
Gibson?
just looking at. I'm like, I hate these guys. And then I'm looking at their ADPs and we're like in line with the rankings because it's like David Montgomery, 5-6 turn. It's like 3 rounds different than
Well, he's a
Holley's.
backup, so pick someone else.
He's on special teams now. Didn't you
He's
see?
on
Didn't you see? He's a special teamer. He's a gunner. He's probably the gunner on the punt team now.
They don't trust him to
do we think-
return the
What do we think
Well,
the J.K. Dobbins ADP ends up at? Because it's not going to be 62.
I hope higher.
J.K. Dobbins
I keep smashing Dobbins.
It's going to be
every
like
draft.
40 by
He's going to end up in the
first week of the season.
for sure.
I was
I mean,
going to say just one last thing, Pete, around what you were saying. Like the Gibson thing, Montgomery is a little bit different, but like I kind of have this feeling, maybe I just like kind of researched and wrote about this, so it's right in my, like at the top of my mind. But like Gibson's a great example. We talk about the contingent value players, like specifically at running back, like let's just use Pollard. Is Pollard still not like a better pick than Antonio Gibson, even though Antonio Gibson has if when we project week 1, Antonio Gibson has a higher projection than Tony Pollard. But Antonio Gibson needs not 1, but 2 injuries to be a total smash at running back. And even then, he's on a Carson Wentz, right? We were talking about Carson Wentz and how shitty he is all for the last 45 minutes. And now he's on a Carson Wentz offense. And it's like Tony Pollard he could just outplay Zeke and earn a role that's better than Gibson. Gibson's in they just drafted a dude in the 3rd round. Gibson was a 3rd round pick. And so I feel like that kind of thing, that's just one example, but that kind of thing, like Darrell Henderson, why the fuck does Darrell Henderson go in the 140s? Compared to the guys that go ahead of him who have a better, established role. So that's kind of the big thing that I'm just taking all those Pollard, Henderson, Madison, whatever. I'm taking all those
touches
guys.
are a farce.
Oh, well, I was just going to say
Big RB is lying to you.
Well, what's so weird about I was going to be like, well, the market and the ADPs are getting really efficient, that drafters are hip to understanding Tony Pollard's contingent value. But you brought up Henderson, and I mean, Henderson is so fucking wildly mispriced that I can't even say that with a straight face, because like, why aren't we drafting Henderson?
Same
so
price as
higher?
before the Akers injury last year, right? And then he was good, and McVay's talking about
and Sony Michel's not there, which was a fly in his ointment down the
Kyron
stretch.
Williams broke his foot.
Yeah,
People
Kyron's
are
hurt.
drafting Ronald Jones ahead of Daryl Henderson.
Oh, here we go.
He had such
I knew he was going to do that. I knew he was going to do it.
God,
Hey, I
he's laughing at his
have
own
24.
joke
I have
before he said it.
24% Daryl Henderson. I would.
All
Like.
right.
I can walk and draft Ronald Jones at the same time.
I heard, Gretchen, you and Leone had a very polite conversation about Ronald Jones. It was like you guys are, doing your projection pod, and you come across the spot, and you guys just were like, agree to disagree, and kind of just moved along. Leone's like, I like CH more. Yeah.
We just had one with Kyle Pitts on our latest episode. Be sure to check that out. We ended our final episode of this series having a polite discussion about Kyle Pitts.
All right, I have a question for you guys. So obviously I put on the thumb, puppy 3, all that. Someone did make a suggestion to hop in the Dalmation. I mean, do we want to weed out all these $5 Johnny come latelys, get a little up the stakes a little bit, and see if we can get a more real draft here? What are you guys thinking?
Yeah, I'm down.
I'm down. Yes.
All right, here it is. You guys were waiting for the draft tonight. If you want to play, if you want to come draft all of our wide receivers, you're gonna have to pony up $101 for it. Let's do it.
So what's the advanced stuff on this? Is it slightly different? I haven't.
It's crazy.
It is.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Yeah. It is crazy. Go.
Wait,
go for
this
it.
isn't the
It's
Dalmation?
1 out of 12.
Oh God, it's Snapville.
Snapville.
Wait, isn't
You
it
get the floor,
slows only?
104. Let's
Way
go.
to ensure an even bigger
Slow only, dude.
Wait,
strip chasing
is this a
draft.
slow?
It's a slow,
No!
dude. You just put us in a slow. It's only slows. So I hope everyone's
damn it,
sticking
Pete.
around. Grab your popcorn. We're gonna be here for a while.
Who told me to jump in a Dalmatian?
You did.
No, someone in the chat told me to. Whatever. At least I got the 104, suckers.
Jets
I'm getting-
up
I'm
for a
getting some
3-day
stocky. This is
stream.
gonna be a while.
incoming.
All right. Well, maybe we've tripped him up and we can get into BBM and
All right. Instead, we're gonna hop in the small ball. Fine. All right. Let's get the puppy 3. It was a fun idea for the 4 seconds.
We got the
Yeah.
104. I was so fucking excited to have the 104.
Evan, I am gonna kill you. That was your suggestion. And did you change your avatar to your cute little kids
I was gonna
in the
say,
time between that just to soften the blow there? I can't yell at your kids.
Can we still draft that though? I wanna fucking crush.
Oh,
it.
yeah.
104.
Oh yeah, I'm in on that. You're
You
obligated.
guys want to
ask me
slow
for my
draft that
opinion.
together in the DMs?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
actually.
I'll send you the $20 so I can get access to the pizza party at the end of the year. That would be
Yeah.
Dude, these
I know.
DMs are gonna be
Slow
gold.
The prize pool isn't as big as BBM3, so it won't be a pizza party. It probably will be an ice cream party, maybe a Klondike bar for each of you.
I like the idea of like showing that I was like on YouTube with Justin to get into the pizza party. Here's us drafting. Can I come in?
just create an NFT of you guys on the stream, and that's your ticket to get in.
That's
Wait,
yeah, man.
how many people in
Oh,
the
that's
chat
innovative.
just blasted off into that Dalmatian? It's gonna be sorry.
And
You know
it's
what?
filled
That's
right
the
away,
lesson.
so they can't pull out.
You want to come in and take our wide receivers? Maybe we enter a slow draft. You got to be on your toes.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh, JW says, can you imagine being in the overflow slow Dalmatian? I could wreck so fast. This is why Underdog pays me the big bucks, so I can just fucking bait and switch you guys into $100 drafts.
Holy shit.
Good, good, Evan.
It's the wrong Dalmatian. No. No, Evan.
If you're in the wrong one, you probably have time to dereg, but
Oh, man.
It's only
Dalmatians.
it's only 1,000-man field. You probably filled like 10% of the whole player pool.
Joseph says you registered a Dalmatian hours ago. Still has a thing. You just filled like 4 Dalmatians.
Any other suggestions other than this?
Him or Kelsey?
Yeah, him or I was gonna say him or Kelsey.
I think him, given the room we're in.
All right. Let's feel it. I will say too, there's like, I think I saw a comment from someone earlier today who said this too, where it like you always feel good when you get Kelsey, but then if like Pitts falls to you in late third, you're like, God damn it.
Yeah. I stopped
the
drafting
worst.
Kelsey as much because of that.
It's the
Right.
only reason
But
my Kelsey exposure is like in check actually is because I kept
Yeah.
Pitts kept being there in the third, and I kept getting so mad that I'm like, why didn't I just take Devontae or Diggs? And now I have Pitts, and I
AJ
want
Brown
that
201. Woo! We got a truther.
Have you guys just done it though? Because I have. I fuck you guys.
I've done a
Pitts
couple
anyway.
Pitts, Kelsey's.
Yeah.
Kelsey
We
has a ceiling that no one else at that position has.
Well, we're doing a slow main event draft with a couple of our ship chasers, Willis, Gormanji, and Silas, who does stuff over at Spike Week as well. And we took Pitts in the early second. We kind of hemmed and hawed. Hey, this feels a little bit like a reach. Waller makes it back to us at 311 in fucking tight end premium. And we're like, all right, bully tight end. Let's do it. We're not I mean, like, that's where Waller should be going in
All right,
underdog.
we're up. What do we got?
I'll tell you what we got. Jack shit.
Fuck me.
I tried to tell you.
I mean, Dalvin Cook is. I mean, it's the
I would
right
take
pick.
It's the right.
What did you say, Beimfohr?
I would take Tyreek, but
Who wins?
Do Tyreek.
Shocker! I lost that tiebreaker.
Leone?
Fucking guy with the 888. You guys all talk about getting unique, and then the guy with the 88 ADPs there
Leone.
at pick 18, and you guys
Leone.
just can't do it.
The reason I stayed so quiet was I was on your side, but I wanted.
I was
but
like on your
Devontae
side,
Dalvin
but
isn't that unique. It feels unique because of the Dalvin
Right.
slide in this room. I'm not saying it's not unique, but like it's not. Honestly, I would bet there are less Devontae Tyreek teams than Devontae Dalvin teams.
But also, we're about like this avalanche is intense. AJ Brown went, T. Higgins went. Like this is a serious fucking avalanche in this room. So I think we're gonna get a better running back deal later.
Do you know what? We've been having a lot of clips made for the streams lately. Shout out both Pat and Gretch for pulling together clips. I need to just get an actual avalanche clip. That's just like 10 seconds of pure avalanche.
We need the ETR team because I'm kind of imagining like that style of movie clip mixed with our faces would be perfect for us.
The only thing, Leone, I'll say too, of the uniqueness angle, again, too, because when these avalanche rooms happen, you're getting every running back way after ADP, too. So, like, you have many chances to get unique combinations of running backs.
Yeah, but doesn't it start to be like, I mean, once you get past the third, fourth round, the combinations are also random. Is it really that unique? Like if you get Josh Jacobs 2 rounds after ADP, like I don't think that makes you more unique. You just got a cheap Josh Jacobs.
Yeah, it's like a game of hopscotch, right? You have to like be able to hop in at the exact right time on that running back, because you'll also if you don't dive in at that perfect moment, then
Can
later
we talk about how
actually...
there's been 8 straight non-receivers drafted?
Yeah,
everyone got influenced by
all the good
Leone.
running backs.
Leone, yeah.
It's because
Beimfohr, are you drafting in the overflow draft?
No.
It said Bullock said, "Am I rolling into draft number 2? And why is Erik here?" I thought you were.
Well, Bullock is just the worst, so you can.
Bullock,
ignore him.
Bullock's
He's
the
just-
14-year-old troll that we all indulge on these streams.
So I misread the room a little bit because the back half is full blown avalanche and the front half is actually a bunch of boomers.
This is okay. This
You're
this
right.
is okay.
1 through 5.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, the
Dalvin
team would
have
look
been
better
picked
with
then.
Dalvin, but yeah. It's okay.
Yeah, Leone's gonna get.
I'm telling you, it's dicey messing with these avalanches. Like sometimes you can't get a read on them. It'll go down a different chute that you didn't expect.
Oh, DJ Moore, come on,
DJ
buddy.
Moore, yeah.
Yeah, Moore was the pick. We were united on that one.
Badge Bro was not letting DJ Moore fall. This is like okay. Pittman
Okay.
goes. I mean,
I
is
like
this the hop
Waddle.
and skip for Javante?
I like
That-
Javante.
I prefer the Tyreek Javante 2v2 to whatever we would have had.
It would have been what? Cook.
I don't know if
Sutton,
you
or-
guys know,
Cook
but
Sutton.
Tim Patrick
Cook
tore his
Sutton.
ACL.
We're not going to stack Miami. I would in a vacuum. I would take Waddle over Javante here, but
I'm okay. I'm okay with either.
I'm
okay.
Sutton's the riser.
Who do you guys want? Quick.
I like
Waddle or Williams?
Javante.
what the fuck?
Who did
is
we
that?
take?
he
took
gave
Waddle.
Leone Waddle because he didn't get Cook. He's just
Yep.
trying to bring Leone
I
back.
said in a vacuum, but if you're playing the ADP game, you would have taken Javante first, and maybe we could have gotten Waddle all the way back.
Now we got to reach on Tua. Thanks for locking us into this, Leone. Way to go.
Buddy, the stack without the quarterback in first New
Hey,
England, week
now we're
17.
Yeah, now we're talking.
Our Trey Lance to a
The
2 QB
autopilot-
team is going to be fire.
Autopilot's on. You got to turn it off.
I mean, with this group
Are you
coming to a
on
consensus,
autodraft?
autopilot might just be easier. Yes, Underdog literally just turned this feature on today.
I remember many months ago talking, having conversations with Rudman about that. I think they were a little apprehensive on turning it on because they didn't want to turn people off that like casuals that show up and just didn't see a message or something like that and get auto drafted really fast.
Yeah.
And but this is an awesome update.
What I love about it, I'm ready for the streamers who utilize the queue to get punished. It's just gonna happen. Pat fucking loading up his queue with 96 players.
No, I'm past that now. That
Davis.
was just to get me. That was like step 2 of getting the correlations hammered home. But now I like go down the queue and I pick out the guys that I actually would want to have my queue based on the correlations. I've
Yeah.
leveled up.
Is Brees there?
He should be. Yes.
I mean,
I
also
could do,
Josh
like-
Allen is still there. I know Gabe just went, so it's worse, but
I could
Brees
do like
season for me.
Brees
Or Waller.
or Judy or
I would do Judy.
I like
Oh,
Judy.
yeah
Or
I
Waller,
like
yeah.
Judy. I mean, I feel like at this point we're just gonna lean
Keep
into
ripping.
it.
Yeah.
You want to do Judy? Let's just rip
Yeah.
it. Grip it and rip
Yeah,
it.
I mean, I don't think we
All right.
have to force a running back there. I mean, like the dusty olds that I'm going to convince you guys to take are going to fall like 3 rounds past ADP
That
later.
is a really good point, actually.
Like we're gonna
Very-
we're gonna have a Zeke Zeke hero RB team with Zeke in round 6.
Yeah, if you're not taking Cook in the second or Javante in the third, then there's no point in taking, Zeke in the fourth or whatever it normally goes.
Or
Yeah.
Brees.
Well,
That's
Brees
where they
would've.
go. Yeah. If I wasn't really actually opposed to taking Dalvin, and same thing with Javante, but like those guys were actual values. Taking Brees and Zeke kind of like at ADP would probably be a mistake with how we started.
Yeah, I would defeat the
Yeah.
purpose.
Fair.
Yeah.
We said that we wanted to get more, dusty mid-range QBs. So now we can get Russ, Derek Carr, and Tua. So mission accomplished.
Well, I view Russ as an elite. Are you guys not?
Yeah,
on that?
I do too. But I'm starting to get worried. Does the Tim Patrick thing, like, not for Russ necessarily, but like change anything for like, it's just depth gets depleted. KJ Hamler's coming back from an injury. I don't know. What do
I
you
We're
think
think?
more
about that
concentrated.
too.
Like I think the upside's better. Like maybe it's a little more fragile, but the upside's better of hitting the right combination on your
Yeah,
stack.
that's
now.
true.
Yeah, that's true.
My fear is just like, everyone having your Melvin Gordon versus Javante debates. It's like, what if this is a little bit more of a redux situation with Seattle and this team's like pretty run heavy because they have a nice strength there?
Oh,
That's almost my concern.
I think it could be, but I mean, like Metcalf and Lockett were still really good when
True.
that happened. So I think your floor there's actually like kind of like
So
you
who
can
is
still
that?
get the huge spike
Sutton and
weeks,
Hamler?
but-
Is that Sutton and Hamler?
The word is that they're letting Russ kind of drive the tempo of the offense as well, which is awesome because they were really slow in Green Bay. But I think that might be a Rodgers thing. And Russ has always liked playing up tempo. So that might be a pretty big
open
deal.
for like the last 2 off seasons about wanting to play faster. Like calling
Wait, someone
out.
took Zeke? What is this?
He's like
I
super
can't
soft
believe
spoken.
it.
Front half of the room, the first 4, they're not watching this stream. They're not bad bros. Neither is Team 11, guys. Can we observe this? DeAndre Swift, Aaron Jones, Travis Etienne, and Cam Akers.
baby.
He's values. He is
Ball guy
values
is going to
tonight.
get sauced. An unstacked Mahomes and then comes back with Michael Thomas in round
I mean, his
5.
name is Fall. His name is Fall,
The
Fall
funniest li-
Guy.
He's literally a plant.
I know I want a Waller.
The 5th round Waller would have been so good.
Kittle.
What about
Yeah.
Kittle?
Let's go to
Kittle.
Kittle.
Yeah.
Is
What's
there
that wide
anyone
receiver,
making a
though?
case?
I would be interested in Godwin or
Me
Kyler,
too.
but
Kittle's
Or-
fine.
I would be
I think we should go Kittle with the way we started, but I do like Godwin.
gives us
He's
another
not-
option at quarterback. Kittle does.
correlation
Yeah.
with Devonta Adams. I don't know if you guys know
Yeah.
about Week 17 correlation, but it's a big deal. I've
We-
been studying up on
Yeah,
all the
man.
matchups.
That's where if we had a running back already, I'd be more prone to go Godwin. But having 4 wide receivers already, it's
Yeah.
like a little bit overkill. The tiebreaker's clearly,
I agree.
Kittle's the
Alright.
last.
What's
have been
Adzen
trying
gonna
to-
do here?
Trying to smash Godwin with the,
Yeah.
the latest reports that we got, and
Yeah.
get him in the 6th round, dude. If he's
That's
actually
insane.
like coming back fairly early, is like the steal of the entire draft.
Yeah, 100% aligned with you.
I also
Um,
like taking it when I am wide receiver heavy because I'm like, I'm going to get him through.
Yeah.
If he doesn't
Yeah.
run.
Yeah, no, that's a good point.
People are taking DeAndre Hopkins in the 8th round, and you get Chris Godwin, who might actually play week 1 and is way better than DeAndre Hopkins just 2 rounds earlier.
John's talking about Denver signing Will Fuller. How much more perfect of a fit is Dallas?
Did we just get a Kyler?
Dallas.
Hurts turn?
Dallas
That's
needs to
interesting.
I
sign Will
want
Fuller.
Dallas. I want Will Fuller in Dallas. Dude. I
Oh,
want
I mean,
Dallas
that's
is
the
the
fucking
nut
nuts.
spot.
Yeah, I
nuts.
don't want him
Absolute
running around in
nuts.
Dallas.
What is Will Fuller's ADP if he signs with Dallas?
Oh,
Like
fuck.
round 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
8
sure.
Maybe.
might be taking him in the 5th.
CD.
The seventh sucks. Like there's nothing preventing him from getting in the 7th. Nothing.
He's
I
gonna
like
go
Amon-Ra.
after the Godwin Amon-Ra whatever. He'll settle into that because it's like
Yeah.
fucking Hunter Renfro after that.
Yeah,
like
Fuller-
nobody who actually
Fuller or
wants
Hopkins?
to take him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Can
you take.
we
Fuller.
take J.K.
Dobbins?
Dobbins?
I was gonna say
Yeah.
Dobbins.
Yeah, let's take
Yes.
Dobbins.
Dobbins. Are you sure you guys don't want to do?
No,
Please
Who don't
get
even
him
fuck
out of the
around
bucket.
with it.
Yeah.
Jesus, Pete.
he's
Leo,
selling
you got
hot
so
dogs,
scared.
Pete.
Leo,
I
you
saw a
got
very
so
serious
scared.
report that he's selling hot dogs.
I took a backup quarterback in the 7th round of a lot of drafts last year. I'd prefer not to take a special teams running back in the 6th round of drafts this year.
Did we get what would his special teams role be? Because I don't think gunner is probably the right role for
Not
Dave
fast.
Montgomery.
I
What
don't
is
think
he
he's
even
returning
doing?
punter is either.
He's returning kicks.
No, I don't think that's the right role.
What
They
what is
drafted
his role?
Bayless
He's the
Jones-
up
Bayless
back
Jones.
on punts is like probably the right role, right? Like, is he just picking up blitzes on punts?
He's probably not that bad. I'm that guy. I know. Always.
He's the left guard
Oh,
on the
God,
field
man.
goal team. On the field goal team.
They don't have any offensive linemen, so Montgomery's got to come in to be
They're
the
trading
Maybe he just
Tevin-
comes in,
he's playing
onside
guard.
kick packages.
They're
I
trading
just-
Tevin Jenkins, so I mean, he kind of fits in on the offensive line.
Oh.
I just can't imagine how he would be useful. on
He's a
special
holder.
teams.
He's a really talented holder.
He's just a
He is
gainer, Pete.
odd,
You
Because
don't
he's not
get it.
fast. He can't get down the field. This whole
I
thing
know.
is he
That's
can't
what,
get down the
what
field.
the fuck is he doing on special teams then? That's the one job is to get down the field fast.
That's what I'm saying. He's either the up back in the punting formation,
He's just,
or I
he's
like
just cutting
Eric
against
Berry.
air the whole time.
He might be the long snapper. I mean,
Long snapper, yeah. Maybe he long snapped in high school. We don't know. They're trying to save a roster spot because Fields is terrible. They need extra quarterbacks,
Dude,
so
that-
they need the.
That
Fields isn't
report-
terrible. They're doing him dirty.
That
Can I ask you
report
guys a
was
real
so
question?
funny.
Sorry, go with the
yeah.
funny thing before.
Oh
ask the
no,
question.
I just like the quote about David Montgomery like getting his special teams assignment was like the 9th grader who tried out for the high school play and he learns that he has to be the understudy and he's like, but I still just really want to, serve my high school and I'll do my duty here. Like how is this happening?
Pete, it's
Are you
exactly
speaking
that.
from experience on that analogy?
I actually regret not doing high school theater, which sounds crazy, but I wasted fucking time playing sports. I could have been acting. Anyways, go ahead, Pat.
Well, the quote is like he's doing his special teams reps, and then he volunteered to go onto the scout team and take reps with those guys. He's like, I want to see what's going on with the scout team. I want to like
because that's the only place he can shine is against the fucking scout team.
Leading by example. They
So
brought
then-
in so
and then the
many
coaches are
veterans
like-
this offseason, like Velas Jones. He wants to establish that he's the heart of the team.
It's wild, man.
So in these rooms where like the back end of the draft is obviously like all guys that are on the stream and watching, are they with their quarterbacks? Will they wait to just like super ensure a stack, or will they take a naked value quarterback?
I was just real quickly, or not to dismiss this. Oh my God! I was like, if Lance falls, this motherfucker.
Like, should we
take
take Russ now,
Let's
or
take
should,
Russ. Yeah.
Russ.
that's
won't
what
come
I was
back.
wondering.
I
Plus,
was
someone
about
has
to say
Sutton back
earlier-
there as well.
But getting Lance Russ would have been really sweet
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah.
What is
I
this
know
guy doing? Get bent? How about you get bent, dude? Jesus.
I mean, if there's a quarterback to take naked, Trey Lance might be it.
All right, check this out.
Okay.
This is a quote. Funny thing about David the other day, he was taking a couple of reps on special teams and his reps were over. And he said, hey, can I get on the scout team since my reps are over? Can I get on the scout team and give these guys a look? Special teams coordinator Richard Hightower said. That just speaks to Ryan Poles and Matt Eberflus about the culture that these guys are creating. Now back to the writer. But it probably says more about Montgomery, who remains the Bears' lead back, but also in the final year of his contract.
This writer just shit all over David Montgomery.
Oh my God.
Who's the writer? I would like to follow him on Twitter.
It's a co-written piece by Kevin Fishbane and Adam Johns.
So two
fucking-
people wrote
The
this
Athletic.
together, and an editor signed off on it.
Yes.
All
We're now co-writing tweets, co-writing athletic articles. What's going on with the world?
I think all their training camp reports are under a double byline.
It's cute.
Elijah Moore went right. Yeah, I'm trying to.
Leone.
Sorry.
Look, Russell Gage is the best
What
wide
if
receiver.
what if
He's
you
a lot-
scrolled down and it was Elijah Moore? That'd be fucking
God.
incredible.
Damn it. That was
This
a
guy
Sky.
got buried by the avalanches and now is catching up, and he's recovering pretty nicely, I must say.
Elijah
Moore,
Kirk,
Christian
Burks.
Kirk.
Yeah. If
Yeah.
you're gonna do it,
We got the
That's a good way to
Broncos.
do
We
it.
needed Sky there.
I mean,
Yeah.
there's a correlated running back we could take.
Leone.
Fucking
No.
24
No.
rounds after 24 picks after ADP.
24 rounds. That's where we would have.
would
Honest
take
to God,
24
honest to God,
rounds.
I would take Tony Pollard over that bum.
Who are we taking, guys?
You should
gotta-
take Josh Jacobs 24 picks after
Gotta give
ADP
Leone his
correlated.
pick. You gotta
with-
give Leone his pick.
That's what Ben says when he agrees with me but doesn't want to get ridiculed.
No, I do not agree with this pick.
that is true. There's precedent for that.
Leone.
Dude,
logic.
an 8.5 Josh Jacobs, you guys have fucking jumped the shark. And you guys are correlated 8.5 Josh Jacobs. I mean, come on. Make me look like the asshole in the room.
Make me look like
We took him, Leone. You got your pick. You don't have to fucking
Yeah.
murder us.
No, but you should feel like shit still.
That was that's an elite moment. I have tears.
Oh my God.
We're on to round 9.
round 9, where Josh Jacobs should go in drafts.
Oh, I got a wide receiver I want to take.
Lee, don't fall in love. Don't ever fall in love with a wide receiver.
It's too late. I've already fallen in love.
Can I actually, Leone? Can I actually ask about Josh Jacobs? How are you like thinking about that backfield? Because it's. I talked about Gibson earlier. Like it feels Gibson-esque, where we're taking this guy because of what he did before and the role he had before, and now they got like it's kind of a mess in that backfield. So are you kind of just like let the talent win out, or how are you thinking about him?
I mean, I don't love him, but like, and I think the offense is going to be good and put up a decent amount of points. Also, I mean, Jacobs caught a shitload of passes last year. I'm not expecting him to do that, but he did. And I just think like a lot of the risk is sucked out here. We're like, if we're just getting double-digit Josh Jacobs weeks, like we're pretty happy. We can take some swings on some other backs.
Thank you for your service, Willis.
It is nicer when you get him this late because you're going to take more running backs. Like I'm treating Josh Jacobs like I still think he sucks, but I'm getting him as a 0 running back pick. So I'm gonna build around it like that.
We have a team that we could go hyper fragile at right now. Like
J.K. Dobbins and Josh Jacobs would be hyper fragile last year. People would take them hyper fragile last year.
But yeah, and what has changed since last year on these guys? Like not that much.
One thing that's changed with Dobbins.
I mean, he has one leg. He only has one leg now.
And
well,
Josh
I mean, that's
Jacobs
fair.
has a coach who
Like,
came
there's a
in and
huge
was
risk
like,
with
"We're gonna
Dobbins,
use
but he's going
all of our backs.
He's going 3 rounds later. Like I think, like if we're drafting Dobbins as an anchor
I
RB,
love that
assuming
there's
he's
not
healthy,
a wide receiver on the top, whatever of the board.
No.
We're just, there's no.
I love Dobbins, Leone, but I'm still struggling to get around on Jacobs. I think it's fine on this team for sure, but
Dude, it's not like I'm pounding Josh Jacobs. You know,
Hey,
I
Leone,
mean,
how do you feel about Julio 901?
I think it's too early.
Holy
That's
shit.
not even as bad. He in this room, he took Rashad Penny 6'12". You gotta get a bargain.
Holy shit.
Dude, Julio's going like that's not that much of a reach on Julio where I think he's probably gonna end
I
up.
would just thought
Garrett Wilson
would've been so sick.
smash.
God damn it. All right, we're on
Did
the clock.
MVS go?
We need a receiver.
Mike, we're in Rondell.
Oh, Rondell.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
What's wrong with Rondell? Rondell's the man.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. In this room, smash.
In this economy?
In this economy?
Fucking smash.
9th round Rondale. This is shades of literally the stream we did last year with this nonsense.
Meanwhile,
it's gonna work this time.
Dude, I gotta know. Oh man,
this is the year.
I love this setup because now I've got like so many running backs I can tout for the rest of the draft.
Just had to check in on our Dalmation draft. 10 hours to go.
Cooper Kupp or Justin Jefferson.
Where the fuck is this draft? There it is.
There it is.
Yeah, can we like get back to our draft?
Leone's locked in, dude. He got Josh Jacobs. He's fired up.
Yeah, now I'm re-engaged.
Leone's worried we're gonna get auto drafted and not get a running back.
Yeah, I got running backs in my set. Well, I had Ken Walker in my set.
Let's also not forget his screen name is Punan for life.
I didn't notice that. That's good.
There's a lot of great usernames.
It's not even that. It's life with a Y.
Punan for life. Get bent 10. Fall guy. Chief Keepa. I mean, what's going on?
It's August, baby. It's August.
Damn,
I was inverted.
What do we got? Can we go to the queue? Like I got.
Yeah, we can go to the queue. Leone, just chill.
Christ.
Have a good time. Relax.
I'm
None
not
of
having
these teams
a
are
good
going to
time.
be good.
I'm not having a good time.
At what point do we just take Rashad White because we don't give a fuck?
I mean, at this point for me, this is when I take him basically in every draft.
Let's do a Bills running back. I'll do either
James
of them.
Cook. James Cook. I think I like Cook more than Singletary, but I don't know.
I'm Singletary over Cook, but like, do you want your hyper fragile? Get one of them.
What about? Is there like Hardman's
the
probably
receivers.
egregious, right? He is correlated.
If it's not Bills running back, I want Rashad.
Pete's frozen.
Yeah. Yep.
Let's take Bills running.
I
back
just took
then.
Cook. Well, then
too much Singletary in your.
not
You know,
now,
you
Roman.
wanted Singletary.
Not
You wanted Singletary.
Me?
Yeah.
I do like Singletary.
You're like, all right, I'll diversify.
Well, here's
all
the
that-
thing. Here's the
all
thing,
that
Gretch.
Leone has to
Normally, I do Singletary in my 0 RB builds where I need fast production. But when we have 2 fucking bedrock RBs in a hyper fragile build, I'm ready to shoot for the moon with James Cook.
That actually
Dude,
did
you
cross
guys-
my mind. Where like, if we're not taking Josh Jacobs to use week 1, what is the fucking point? So we might
That's
as well
what you
take
guys
James
said
Cook.
last year about Josh Jacobs, and he had like one of the best advance rates for running backs. Like,
Oh God,
He got the
advance
fifth
rates. He
most
scored like
balls in-
12 points.
He caught the
What it-
5th most balls among all running backs, but they're going to use a James White, are they not? They signed Amir
Brandon-
Abdullah. They brought over Brandon
I mean,
Bolden.
Brandon
probably,
Bolden
but there's
season.
no fucking way last year you would have even put what he
You know
did
what?
in the realm of possibility either. So it's
Let's go to.
I actually did draft some Josh
projection.
Jacobs last year, for the record. But
Me and
I think I was actually even with the field last year on Josh Jacobs.
yeah, I
even
think
though-
I ended up being even with the field.
Yeah.
Me and Leone have this little comparison tool from our projections. Leone has Josh Jacobs projected for 44 targets and 34 catches, which is
which is 10 targets less than the amount of catches he had last year.
10 targets less than the amount of catches he had last year. Exactly.
Right.
So his
And I
median
have
is
him as
shit.
a smash value with that consideration.
But why?
Alright.
He's losing his passing game role, and he has more competition just in general. Why? It's just the offense.
So the
Yeah,
way
like,
I operate, like I'm making weighted bets. Like I probably don't think it as macro as you, which is like I'm trying to envision like only the true upside of the player. Like I'm making weighted bets. So I'm like discounting the fact that his points don't matter as much, but like I'm still weighting that in there. And I do think his upside case is like he was a double-digit target share guy last year, and
Mhm.
he's been someone that can, be a 20 rush attempt guy game. Like so, I think when you weigh in his upside case
If the
with
offense
some
is
base
better,
volume,
and if the upside case comes through, like you just said, I love the offense, so I'm on
like
board
if
with you.
he's a 12% target share guy with like a 60% carry share, he's gonna be. I mean, that's like really good for that late.
I don't think the 12% target share can really materialize personally, but I do think if the offense is really
you would have
good,
said that last year too, though. To be fair,
I would
Well,
have.
in
But
defense
he
of Jacobs,
probably has 12 rush TD upside. He probably does in this offense.
Jacobs was really good as a pass catcher in college. So like
It's-
the fact that
it's
he's
his
been used
best-
as a 2-down guy,
and
It's his
yes.
best
One-
skill. It's his best
he's
one of
actually
the
good at it, and he's been
reasons-
competent when used in the pro. So I do think it's like maybe it's the reverse of how it normally is, where like we can be overconfident that he won't be used as a receiver because his talent says he could totally be fine if the coach.
But even if you're worried about what I'm saying with McDaniels, Damian Harris had 15 rushing touchdowns last year in McDaniels' offense in New England.
the
in-
other
in a
thing is
Why can't
like,
he do
one
that?
of the
Why can't
reasons
he
you
just
guys
do
hate
that?
running backs is because running backs don't score a lot of points. So I think it's like a little bit hypocritical sometimes to be like, oh, Josh Jacobs only is going to average 14 points a game. Like fucking, we might be like begging for 14 points out of an RB2 spot. That's going to be great. And we're gonna
Yeah, it's
just
the best
smash
pick we
everybody
had in the
elsewhere.
whole draft. You win. We all are agreeing. You've convinced
Eric
the whole room.
asked, you
I
fucker.
did.
Spiller, right?
Spiller, yeah.
Definitely Spiller.
Or what do you guys think about Tim Patrick?
Tim
Don't
Patrick.
even,
cover?
dude,
Jesus
that's not
goddamn fucking
funny.
Christ.
I got equity.
Get him
I
out.
got $1.25 of equity in here.
Not unless you Venmo me after the show.
No, I'm Venmoing you.
Don't
not
even
funny.
joke like that.
Gas is $5, and Leone's worried about this dollar.
Gas. People go places.
Isn't that how you mow your grass, or you got an electric mower?
Is this some sort of setup? I mean, we all know
Still is
I don't mow
backstage.
my grass.
Leone doesn't mow his grass.
Oh, Josh Palmer.
I did
Oh,
enjoy on
it's
the
like 1,000
randomizer you
degrees
going
in my
outside
office.
and taking a picture of the landscaping. That was fantastic. It looked
I
great.
knew that was a bad idea from the
But what was it? You got called down on Twitter for something. What was it?
Christmas lights.
Christmas lights,
Christmas.
and
The
we have like
weed.
a lot of like clovers on our
Yeah.
lawn.
And
So
then you
don't
had to
use
call
chemicals.
him and ask him about the clovers. That was brutal. That was good, though.
The second we got off the stream, Leone goes, "Oh shit, I have my Christmas lights still up."
Did Silva hit that? I think that was
Yeah.
Silva who mentioned it.
I agree though.
Reeves.
The Leone, your reply video was epic.
Epic.
A plus.
I got some ideas
Tua.
from Pete.
Tua.
Let's take Tua. Yeah, we already committed to it.
All right,
Yeah, Tua.
Leone,
Yeah.
what do you? But maybe just in case.
Dude, every time you do that, I'm just like I mean, it's like
Let's
riding
see
a
how
car
long I
without a
can push
seatbelt.
it.
Like, just put your seatbelt on. It's not that.
7, 6, 5,
I'll leave.
4,
I
3.
got so much
2.
anxiety
I gotta
right
go
now.
run 3 miles.
So much anxiety.
Pete, I don't like it either. Like, I know you're fucking with Leone, but it's fucking with me too. My stress is through the roof.
So high.
My
Live a
heart
little,
rate
guys.
is getting
Live a
jacked
little.
up.
Oh man.
It's one of those things where I know the fact that we're so far apart, it doesn't matter, but it's like tornadoing
Yes.
outside my house and watching him like fuck with the fact that there might be an internet outage. Cause like, I'm like triggered, like, sitting, like dude, if your internet goes out, cause I just see lightning every 2 seconds outside of my window, like you're going to ruin this. And so I am losing it while you're doing that.
FF Doom's got it. Stack that bitch up.
Oh my goodness.
Got it all stacked up.
By the way, to the Clover Point, they redid the lawn by the park, by the public park here. They planted clover because it helps sustain damage, as people walk on it and use the lawn. So I feel like it's an elitist take to be anti-clover.
Yeah, look, we're the middle yard of 3 yards of kids. There's a lot of foot traffic.
Yeah, you're actually out there enjoying your lawn. You need to, be able to bounce back.
I can't get on board. I can't get on board with this take, guys.
All right. Sometimes the audio listeners get really pissed off. They'll leave iTunes reviews that say, "Hey, this is an enjoyable audio experience." So here you go. Russ Wilson
Will do that.
J.K. Dobbins, Josh Jacobs, James Cook, Isaiah Spiller at running back, Devontae Adams, Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, Jerry Jeudy, Rondell Moore at wide receiver, George Kittle at tight end. Beautiful team.
I do just have to hop in and say the podcast listeners, I can confirm not that long ago, someone just left me a review that said, "This is a terrible podcast. I can't even see the draft board. What are they doing? What are they talking about?" And I was like, well, I almost replied. I didn't. You dumb fuck. It's audio. So of course you can't see the draft board.
Is DJ Charles there?
Did you see my note, Pete?
Oh yeah.
I literally was gonna say the same thing. I was about to go to the DMs to say the same thing.
Okay.
Yeah. That's the move.
So we're all in agreement.
Yeah.
God fucking damn it, Pete.
Look at the thing on the bottom. Tim Patrick is out.
Oh, he won't automatically be drafted. So let's test it. Let's see.
You want to test it?
No, I don't.
No,
want to test
God,
it.
no.
Leone.
No.
He's in
Everyone
the queue.
said that
He's
it's
in the
Hitler.
queue. What is
Let's
wrong
test
with
the
you, Leone?
underdog technology. Let's test the
Let's
underdog.
not.
It's-
Let's
Let's
This is
not
a
test
dollar.
it.
This is
This is
so
$1.25.
Let's not
Heel
test
turn.
it.
Let's test it.
This will
Leone
ruin
wants
the
to
heel
test it.
turn. No.
He's in the queue. It's
No!
not, he's going to get
No!
drafted.
Yes. Yes.
What a time to be alive. Oh my god.
Oh, my
Thank you, Underdog.
Oh, thank God.
Technology
What a
works.
time to be alive.
Holy
Oh.
shit.
You guys were having your heart racing all night. And it was literally impossible for me to draft him.
Oh man. Leone heel turn. Heel turn. He calls it for himself. Heel turn.
Test it. Test
In-
it.
Chaos Toffee said influencer tech. That's pretty good.
I was kind of thinking about Jameson at this point, but he would have fit our structure
How
pretty
can
well.
you bounce
Fuck,
back?
he's
How
thinking
can
about
you
Leone
bounce
moved
back?
on
point.
so quickly.
How do you bounce back so fast from the bit to the real takes?
None of it's a bit. That's how. solid day, and I'm like, oh, I know who we should take. Holy shit.
Ronald Jones.
I mean, at this point, I'm ready.
I mean, it sure would be nice to have a little KC bring back correlation for this Denver super stack.
That's why we're going to take Isaiah Pacheco in the last round.
Isaiah Pacheco is the correct play.
Runs a 4.37 and never had a breakaway run. You gotta love it.
Michael Carter was someone I was like worried didn't have enough upside, and then Siegel was put him in like his upside running back article. What about Gesicki for the stack?
You want to super stack it?
Yeah,
I'm fine. Are you worried about him? The reports are quite.
The reports are
dooming.
bad, but he's
Him being a blocker.
Yeah, the reports are bad, but it's not Ronald Jones, so we ignore him.
Well, no, it's just so late. Like he's clearly the starting tight end. I mean, George Kittle was a blocker. He turned out fine.
Yeah, but Gesicki can't block is the
He can't
problem.
block. Yeah,
Kittle
probably.
is an elite blocker.
Okay.
Gesicki's just
Maybe
a
they'll
wide
have a
receiver.
block for one.
You guys
week and be
aren't
like, you
worried
can't
that
do
he's
it.
blocking too much. You're worried he's off the field.
I'm worried he won't
Yeah,
play.
like it's gonna hurt him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, as a correlated second tight end, I mean, 14-5.
I mean, if he can't block, they'll have to split him out wide more.
Yeah.
Got to get him on the
makes
field
sense.
some, run him some
he-
routes.
He's making
Ronald
less
Jones
money
is
than
like a
Cedric Wilson, so
completely-
that'll work well.
Fine pick here, by the way. Like, I have no qualms with 14th round Brown.
No,
Bullet.
we had to get a correlated backup tight end. It's fine.
Bullock, go the fuck to bed, and the audio listeners won't know what we're talking about. Oh my goodness.
Daigle's got this link. Daigle's in our private chat demanding to come on.
What? I mean,
How
I
does he-
see him there. I'm just making him wait.
Where does Daigle get the link from?
Again.
I mean, here's the thing, Daigle. You're not coming on. You're. I see him right now. He's in a fucking polo shirt. Go put on some wrestling outfit if you're gonna come on the stream right now. Daigle, I'm not bringing you on in a polo shirt right now. That's not the energy we're on. You're gonna work for this, Daigle.
He came from doing golf content.
He
Had to be. He had to be doing golf content.
It
Because
is a
every
golf guy.
fantasy football show he does, he's in wrestling attire, not polos.
Dress for the show you want, not the one you have.
I mean,
Oh man.
So
You're just not bringing him on.
I think he's running to get a costume change.
he's actually changing. Are you guys actually worried about Roja though? Like not in the 14th round, but like
No.
I
there's
want my
like,
discount.
what's the like real like? I mean, CEH is gonna make the team, right? We don't know necessarily about McKinnon, Gore, Pacheco, Rojo. Like, there's a lot of uncertainty, and I was taking way too much Rojo at a much steeper price than this. Are you like actually worried?
I think the most worrying thing is that today there was a report that Pacheco currently is the lead for kick return duties, which I think is a problem.
Yeah.
Like maybe it's not.
Did he volunteer for those duties?
Yeah, and he's going on the scout team after. It's like really good. But like, okay, let's say he's their actual kick returner. He's active he's making the roster, which wasn't a guarantee.
And
at all.
active. Mhm.
And he's active. So now it's like, okay, so McKinnon's probably active. So Rojo a healthy scratch now. That would be a major problem.
We've written off Derek Gore, and I agree with that general probability assessment. But like, Derek Gore and Rojo is like the same thing, you know. It's I'm a little concerned is all I'm saying about Rojo. I'm a little concerned.
I'm a little concerned. I want my discount, but I'll take him once.
Oh, the discount's awesome. Like, yeah, the discount's awesome. Like, if it's good.
Yeah.
Him, like another guy, Tyrion Davis Price.
We're O2C.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, some of these prices are getting way better on these guys that I think people were overconfident in a couple weeks ago.
I think
hate
we should
these
grab a
running
wide
backs.
receiver.
Yeah.
We
probably.
What about
need to-
David Bell? Is he?
I was
like,
going to say
totally-
David
I'll
Bell.
go with that.
Folks, we've waited for this moment. We've been trying to get David Bell on here for a while. Producer, roll the clip.
Oh, he's the manager of the Reds right now. This is David Bell.
We should do a highlight reel of him managing the Reds.
Shout out
Good.
our friend Kevin Tompkins.
good.
He sent us that clip about, I don't know, 5 or 6 weeks ago. We drafted David Bell. I forgot to play it, probably because we were drunk. Then was it last week, I believe, with the Ship Chasers on FFPC? I was trying to get us to draft David Bell so I could play that. And Mathology comes in and says, Donovan Peoples-Jones has a smoking hot girlfriend. You need to draft him instead. But lo and behold, we finally got the clip. And Daigle, I am glad to see you met my demands to put on some costume. You did change out of your NBC Nike.
I'm not your puppet, and yet I agreed to your rules. I don't know why I obeyed you.
Last week, Daigle, you were literally my puppet last week for an hour.
I was the people's puppet, to be fair. I was not doing it for your entertainment. For everyone
we're
else.
on the clock. We're on the
Is
clock.
McKinnon still here?
Draft your team.
What about like Brian Robinson? No,
What?
I
Why
think
do you like
McKinnon.
boring players so much?
I like McKinnon.
He might.
If we're not
McKinnon's
caring about
gone.
ADP, I want Dearnest.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like
Dearness.
Dearness. I'm
Dearness
always
such a
down
good
for
pick.
Dearness Johnson.
Yeah. let's pick
In
Dearness.
my Pros versus Joes, the final one last night, 20 rounds FFPC, he actually did not get drafted. If you can
Dearness Johnson?
Why the
Dearness did
fuck
not
didn't
get
you
drafted
take
at all.
him?
Yeah, you were in it. Dude.
I took Isaiah Pacheco instead.
Oh,
actually.
More like Joe's versus Joe's. I mean, what the fuck? over there?
That was
They were trying out a new format.
That was the room of death, by the way. Darren Armani, Chad Schroeder, Reeves. I had the 101. I was the first person to take Christian McCaffrey at 101 in Pros versus Joes. Like, 2 other main event winners. Also, Overs, that's the one who asked me to
He
put on
didn't
a
tell you to put
costume.
this on.
Well, no, he told me to put. This is my Ric Flair shirt. Look at all the Ric Flairs on here.
Oh, that is an okay.
That's an
believe now.
actual Ric Flair shirt.
Yeah, it's a Ric Flair Hawaiian shirt.
My opinion has changed. I totally approve of this shirt.
As the consigliere says, I am the people's puppet. He is right. I'm just here for the show.
Pete, can you put this up really just super quickly on the David Bell thing? So something we track is your average ADP on players. No one has worse bags on David Bell than me. My average ADP in Best Ball Mania is 154. It's 50. He's 50 picks cheaper than my I got him on average. I have him more than 4 rounds more expensive than he goes right now. Like but like the perils of drafting early, like you have some good values, and then also you took 12th round David Bell back then.
That's what my Hamler average ADP looks like, but that should hopefully correct
Yeah,
itself
that's gonna.
here soon.
David Bell's
yeah.
not getting.
That's where I'm at
David
on
Bell's not getting more expensive when Deshaun Watson is out for the year or whatever.
This is a puppy, correct?
We tried to make it a Dalmation. By the way, I might be on the clock in that Dalmatian. I am on the clock, guys,
Yes.
in our
Let's get
Dalmatian
our pick
draft.
in, yeah.
Ooh, Jefferson or Chase. Who do we want
Ooh.
here, folks?
I go Jefferson usually.
I
when I
like
have the
Jefferson
choice.
here.
We just put a couple
Multi-draft.
other.
Don't
I
options.
fucking hate it, Pete. Stop it. This is
I don't
actually
trust the
$100.
technology in the slow drafts.
Yeah, I don't trust it in the slow draft,
Dude.
dude.
I think we're
Wait, can
good.
you
I'll just
time-
come back to this
So
later.
mad at you.
Dude, it would be epic.
No, we'll remember it. I'm sure. I'll have a few more Modelos, and we'll go fix that.
Oh no!
Oh man.
We missed
By the way, in
our-
that David Bell clip, my internet was so bad that it looks like an artist's rendering of me.
Wait, I feel like your internet's been better
Yeah,
since. your
welcome
new
to the
computer.
last 3 years of our lives, Pat.
Yeah.
No. It's better as we sit here now, but I'm saying in the David Bell clip, when I'm like in the clip saying we should do a clip of David Bell managing the Reds, it looks like a drawing.
Yeah, that's weekly. That was weekly until like 3 weeks ago.
No, I'm sure it was just that time.
All right, we are going to be on the clock here. So we have a 2-5-7-2 build here. Definitely need another wide receiver.
Quez? Tyquan Thornton? I don't know. Tyquan Thornton's a bring back to Miami.
I love Thornton. I fucking
Thornton.
love
Do it.
Thornton.
No, you
Let's
don't.
do
on this,
No,
I take a
no.
lot of Valus and Tyquan Thornton
Let's go.
solely
Thornton.
because they're 18th round shitty rookie wide receivers. But Thornton is perfect on this team.
Dubs is gone.
Yeah, that was sad.
What a beautiful hyper fragile build.
Yeah, we don't need another running back, I think.
I just call this a fragile build, Leone.
Oh man, you guys, I can't even say who I want to draft. I'm not allowed to say it.
Bullock, have a good night. Be sure to brush your teeth and take your vitamin. I did get the Flintstones vitamins for you, though. I know.
Put your retainer in. Put your retainer in.
Yeah, and eventually you're gonna have to take those little planet stickers off the ceiling. I can't do it for much longer.
Silva's guest bedroom still has planet stickers in it, by the way. In case you were wondering.
Do you guys put those up together?
Yeah. Well, there are no sheets, and the pillows don't have pillowcases. It's actually like there's some kind of stain on the guest bedroom mattress.
No.
I'm not sure, but it's brown. It's not like a dangerous stain. I'm assuming like he had too much alcohol, but nonetheless, no sheets and stars when you look up. There you go.
Leone, since you look like a serial killer right now, who's our pick?
I can't. I honestly, I can't even face saying it.
You have a guy.
Well,
wow.
I think we should take
Jones
another.
got taken. You bastards!
I think we should take a running back.
I think we should take a running back and
Chris Evans, Foreman, Eno,
or
Sony.
Eno.
Pacheco for the correlation.
Oh,
There you go.
Pacheco for the correlation.
I like the dusty olds that you guys won't draft. So
who are those?
I think
prefer Eno.
Mostert
I prefer
and
Eno.
McKissick are fine.
Sorry,
motherfucker.
Just go with the correlation. Just go with
Week
the correlation.
17 is all that matters, guys.
I've been taking Sony at this point over Mostert. The cartilage thing scares. He has cadaver cartilage in his knee now, and he's 31.
Cadaver cartilage.
Yeah, that was the operation. They took cartilage from a fucking cadaver and put it on the part of his knee where he scraped the cartilage off. He's 31 years old.
Last year we had Jerick McKinnon dead legs, and now we have literal cadaver
dead knee.
cartilage.
Yeah,
He's actual dust.
He's
actual dust.
So good.
Yeah, I'm not kidding.
Dude,
He has cadaver cartilage.
You just wait till Mostert breaks off some 50-yard touchdown runs while Sony Michel doesn't even make the team.
Sony's easier also to like stack with the late New England correlation because as I do more FFPC for redraft, like football guys and main events, you notice that Jonnu, Devontae, and Kendrick Bourne all go like extremely late.
I'm fucking watching a clip of Raheem Mostert beat Tyreek Hill in a race.
Well, not Mostert.
Maybe
I don't know
share
what to
your
tell you about
screen,
that.
dude.
Yeah, that was
you
before they
hold
put
down
a
on
dead guy in his knee.
He has a dead man's leg.
It's
He
from
literally
July
has a dead
28th. When did
man's
they
leg.
put the dead guy's thing in his knee? It's from 4 days ago.
It's from July 28th.
He has the bodies.
Let's fire
that lie
another one of these
behind-
up. Daigle just got here.
Well, hold on. Well, hold
Yeah,
on.
let's do another one.
I'm only here as a celebrity appearance because
Oh, okay.
Wow. Generous use of the word celebrity.
yeah, you made me dress up. I'm only here as a puppet appearance.
Self-described celebrity John Daigle.
I'm
What do you
in the
got for us?
FFPC football guys draft in an hour, and so I'm just wasting time because I'm writing team previews and I'm tired of writing. So I just wanted to join my friends. That's all I wanted to do.
Well, at least we know that we're your waste of time, Daigle. Really appreciate that.
Also, you are my time when I die on Thanksgiving. Correct.
Yeah.
Fastest time speed at practice yesterday.
All right.
Unsolicited round of
All-
applause.
all
They
of
didn't
them
tell
run
them to
4-2. What
applaud
does that
for
matter?
him. They didn't say, "Hey, everyone
Unsolicited.
applaud for the old guy with the dead person in his knee." They applauded on their own.
It wasn't an
Sony
episode
Michel-
of Dr. Phil or whatever, or Friends. You know, they flash the you need to. You're in the studio. You need to clap. No, it was
Literally every player in camp right now is wearing the Mastermind helmet, and everyone gets so impressed when they hear Tyquan Thornton, who ran a 4.240, beats everybody. Like, dude, they're wearing a 40-pound helmet. Who cares what Tyquan Thornton does? Like, he can't beat an NFL
Did we finish this
quarterback. Come
draft?
on.
We finished the
finished
draft.
it, yeah.
You guys get to
Daigle
choose.
just
Do you want
dogging our
another
draft?
puppy or do you want saucing?
I'm
You
dogging
want another
Mostert,
puppy?
Leone. That's all
I'd
I'm
rather do
dogging.
another puppy.
Let's do another puppy.
There's
All right,
no
let's do
way
another
I'm
puppy.
doing another puppy. My office is like 95 degrees. There's
We're
not a
doing
chance.
another puppy.
What happened to your AC? I may have missed that story.
Stay for the.
I don't
first
have
five
air conditioning. I can't run the window air conditioner while I'm on a stream because it's too loud.
Leone, stay until we draft Josh Jacobs, and then you can figure shit
Leone
out.
can leave once we draft a running back.
Influencer 101, bitches.
Yes,
Yeah.
this is
Insane.
Oh, that makes
This
Yeah,
is the
see-
most rigged competition of the summer.
Easy 101 CMC. I can get
that
out
makes
of here.
that bit. Yeah, that bit is more interesting now.
I-
Cooper Cup.
It's always been interesting.
I
I'm
think we
very
take
curious.
Cooper Cup to keep Leone around.
I agree.
I agree.
Leone, why what you don't have fans in Buffalo, or like what's going on? Why can't you keep it's 95 degrees in your office where you stream
Listen,
videos?
I don't plan. I mean, I didn't plan on this being more than 2 hours. I'm dehydrated. I'm gonna get fucking heat stroke, guys.
You gotta drink beer. That
I'm
helps
turning
all
my
of
air
us.
conditioner on.
I'm in a
getting
very
another
hot
beer.
office too, but I'm drinking beers.
I'm getting another
I'm gonna
beer.
get a
I'll
beer.
be right
Margaritas.
back.
Need a beer.
I'll be
Margaritas.
right back.
No, Pete, no.
Literally, we all had the
Patrick's
same
first in the
idea.
queue.
So, oh no. He is gonna take Cooper Cup. We're putting this to the
20
test.
seconds.
We're putting this
No,
to
hold
the
on.
test again.
This
No,
is
wait,
like
we're
when I'm
taking-
timing my kids when I tell them to go get me
He
something.
fucking planned this. He planned this.
15.
He said
14,
he knew this was
13.
gonna happen.
He
12,
wanted to take Tim Patrick.
11, 10. He can hear me. 9,
It's-
8,
I-
7, 6,
I know
Five,
it works, and I'm
2,
losing it. I'm losing it.
1.
What's going on, guys?
You're an absolute coward.
Why did you move it? Were you actually concerned?
No.
What? You sure about that?
I'm pretty sure Pete even Pete broke just now on that one. He was worried.
You know what? I got caught up in Gretchen's countdown. It was like very like I was like, all right, I'm gonna time this perfectly. I mean, if you guys want me to fucking test it in the second round, I will. I mean, fucking.
There's
you
no
want it.
testing. You can just click it. Just draft him. It's okay.
No,
Absolute
that will
coward.
work. That part.
That
yeah,
will
that-
work.
That will absolutely work. Yeah. I'm here to watch the world burn.
What if Tim Patrick ends up being the guy you need in week 17?
No. No. Week 2, 2023.
How much Tim Patrick do you guys have? Were you drafting him at all?
A lot.
4%.
I have 10%.
Oh no, more than that. I didn't have any Jerry Jeudy.
Pat-
That was the
I
issue.
had like 12
Oh.
or 13%, and I like recently got more into them. So some of my favorite teams
Yeah,
actually have
same. I know.
I didn't have Jerry Jeudy,
Yeah.
but right now though, there's still the Jeudy bump hasn't happened, so you can still actually overdraft Jeudy, but you're not actually overdrafting him. He's going to be locked into 2 wide sets, so
Yeah,
you just take
yeah.
him ahead of ADP right now.
Until KJ
Yeah,
Hamler
I
comes
like
through.
We took Judy in our last draft.
We're not.
Daigle.
I mean, KJ Hamler is fun, but he's like, he's not. You know what you're getting from KJ Hamler. It's fine.
Daigle.
Come on.
Dude, the Hamler stands ran pure though. He was. I mean, you guys were egregious with that. For
What
a
did you
while.
say about us? What did you say about us?
If you kick me off, I'm gone.
No, I'm trying to keep you on. You're already halfway in bed right now. I'm surprised you don't have like a little
I have to go
Scrooge
for a run,
nightcap
dude.
on.
I gotta go running after this.
Do you go night running?
You're going night running?
I gotta get it in. I'm on a streak, man.
Dude, I love this. It's good for you.
Hang on, Leone. StreamYard on your phone, night rant, Underdog
Yes.
Cardio Club,
Yes.
live right
Yeah.
now.
Oh,
We'll tell you the
shit. Yeah, I
picks.
could do that.
Do it.
I'll
Let's
do
do
it.
it. Yes.
Leone, go running and tap back
Leone on his
in. Yes.
run. Yes. Love it.
It's gonna be a disaster.
I don't know.
by the way.
I feel like I might have just given him permission to not come back, but if he does come back,
I think
No,
he'll pop
he
in.
liked
The
that
internet will be
idea.
bad, and we'll get him for like one more round.
yeah.
He liked that idea. He's
Buffalo, where you can night run.
he wants to get his run in. He's on a streak. It's 11:04.
I support him.
He's trying to make it.
We all support Leone. He's had a rough night with us.
That was a good.
One-
That was a good friend move. The good suggestion.
It was. It
One
was
night
a-
I will night run into Silva's house and just flash him live when he's downstairs watching old Overzet streams for some reason. I'm still not sure why.
Studying.
I put Silva to bed every night.
His arch nemesis, Pete. He studies him.
Does he watch his randomizer stream with me? Because
Dude,
that was the most
you would
epic
think
disaster of all time.
You would think he found the Ark of the Covenant whenever he realized we could live stream an FFPC draft. Like, we could put it on the TV. He thought it was the greatest miracle in life's history. And then
It all makes sense.
when he realized the YouTube rabbit hole on his TV, because YouTube TV
Hits.
could stream Overzet
Yeah,
streams.
Saquon.
My God, man.
What did you say?
Hold
What
on,
did you
hold
say?
on, hold on.
Leon?
Saquon is available at the 2-3
Yeah,
turn.
things first.
We're taking Saquon.
The biggest slam dunk, but Pitts?
Yeah, Saquon's a slam dunk.
Yes, Pitt. Saquon, Pitts.
You guys wanted
Cup.
to say
Saquon
Saquon
at 24. What are we doing?
Yeah, Saquon Pitts.
I mean, Saquon's a no-brainer. I think we can have a conversation about Pitts.
You can have a conversation about Pitts, but what's the conversation? I mean, DJ Moore?
Who do you prefer?
The conversation is that
I guess
Saquon,
Tyreek,
Cup,
right?
Saquon, and Pitts probably isn't that unique of a combo. That's the conversation.
You think Pitts
Yeah.
goes 33rd, Cup goes
I'm
3rd
fine
overall?
to do it. I just don't
I'd
think
do
it's probably that
Javonte.
unique.
We'll draft a better team than all those other
I
combos.
do think the Javonte Saquon Cup is far more.
I kind of like
unique.
Javonte.
Come
I
on,
would
let's
like that.
No,
let's live a
That's fine.
little.
No.
Let's live.
Waller or Kittle may come back.
That's
I
fine.
think they'll both come back.
I prefer
Play the
Pitts.
game.
I think Saquon
You know
was
I'm
going
not
at the
gonna throw
2-3
a
turn.
fit because Javonte's a good pick too.
What were you saying, Eric?
Just that Saquon was going at that 2-3 turn for a long time. Now he's up to that 16 range. So I don't know what if you had to bet between that pairing, right? Saquon, Javonte with Cup versus Pitts and Saquon. I don't know, because Pitts has never gone at the 2-3 turn. The other two have, so I don't know. It's a coin flip, I think.
Wow, Pitts goes 302.
Dude,
To the Andrews team?
If you stare Chronic Dice in the eye and ask him to blink when trying to pass on Kyle Pitts, he will call your bluff, is what I learned tonight.
Holy tight end right there.
Also, Silva, for the Overzet streams, watching them over and over again, he watches old draft boards. That's what he loves the most. He loves fucking draft
How old?
boards.
Like
He'll
from
watch
last
the.
year?
Well, no, from like 2 months in the past if they're streamed. He loves draft boards, man. Because because he doesn't handle his own drafts anymore. So like he
He
just
doesn't handle his own drafts. He gets the fucking white glove treatment. Other people get their hands dirty with his draft.
when you're part of VTR, you don't do anything yourself anymore.
Oh, I watch
You just-
Ty Montgomery highlights because
You
I
just
keep getting
relish it.
tagged on Ty
You just
Montgomery
enjoy
stuff.
life is all you do. Because you made it.
I would love to see Pete be
this is
the
great.
handler of Silva drafts and put Patrick at the top and watch Silva just be like lose, absolutely.
He would
lose
panic.
his
He would
shit.
freak
Hang
out.
on. Hang on. Stop the presses. Team 6, his name is Spinky
That's what we're here
Toe.
for.
I love the in here. Assholes and pinky toes. Is that N is doing a lot of work there.
That's
Was there a character
amazing.
limit? Is that how we ran into this?
Assholes and Pinky Toes.
Leone never came back. Is he not sitting in the waiting room?
I think he's probably just lacing up
Lace him up. All right.
lacing up the New Balances. And here they come. They
Oh,
heard
always.
assholes and Pinky
They
Toes.
heard assholes and pinky toes. They don't do it.
And Leone. Assholes, Pinky Toes, and Leone, and the bots were there.
Technology is honestly scary. If I can say
By the way, I
asshole
had-
one.
Pete, do you get I get
Yes.
they'll in their name they will mention
There.
oh, never mind. Okay, here we go.
Oh,
Yo,
Yo,
yes.
I
doing a
love
little
it.
dynamic warm up here.
Yeah.
What do you- Got some calf stretches going there.
A skip.
I'm gonna throw
Alpha play. Total. So Leone, we started our draft. We got Cooper Cup 101. Barkley falls to us at 212, so we take him, and then we had an intense 6-second debate about Javonte Williams versus Kyle Pitts. Who's the pick?
Kyle Pitts.
Can't believe this works.
Even Leone wanted Pitts.
Wow.
I just had to
Wow.
convince him that he's good an hour ago.
What? This is.
I feel like we're a video
This
game
is
that Leone's
electric.
playing.
What
Are we? What are you doing?
Are you doing
in
Dance
VR
Dance
right now?
Revolution?
Leone, what is your pace?
For tonight,
Yeah, what's your pace tonight?
I don't know, like 940.
Your
That's good.
audio is like shockingly good for what's happening right now.
I don't understand still what's happening.
Leone's got to get us running, man. He's on a streak.
We're out running. Underdog Cardio Club.
All right, Leone, we're gonna have to tell you we're coming up on our fifth round turn here.
I support him.
The fucking highlighters you got around your neck are beautiful.
Tracer, baby. Tracer 2.
Yes. Yes.
If I stumble, I'm suing ship chasing.
Oh man. I'm legit. I thought you were bluffing about going running right now at fucking 11 o'clock at night.
Michael Tron Leone says.
That's a boomer reference.
All right, we're on the clock. Leone, Breece Hall on the board. You guys want to go hyper fragile with Breece Hall and Darren Waller?
You got to get Waller.
Yeah, I say Waller.
Waller, yeah.
Or do you want to take Metcalf, Juju?
I'd rather
Bateman?
take Metcalf.
Waller and Breeze.
How can I turn down a man
Yeah,
running
whatever.
and
You
say
can't.
Waller and
You can't.
Breece?
You can't turn that down.
Waller, Breeze.
You got him, Leone. We got Waller and Breece for you.
I'm doing pretty good, all right. I feel like you guys are killing my cadence, though. It's a low cadence run.
Leone, don't you have Waller ranked over Pitts?
I have him I think I have Pitts slightly ahead, but that's with the ADP baked in.
Oh.
Yeah. He projects Waller higher. This was, again, a big part of our NFC West projections discussion. It's a
You
fun one.
project Waller higher than Pitts? You're a psychopath.
That's what I said.
Can we just right now? A man who does projections is on a run while we're doing a draft, talking about the nuances of projecting Waller ahead of Pitts in a vacuum, but baking in ADP, which flips Pitts back ahead of him. And we just got that analysis while he runs with fucking glow sticks draped over his body.
Yo, you guys, Devontae Adams gets hurt. Darren Waller's the overall TA1.
Hey, audio listeners, this is why you watch the stream live. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah. It's actually great video and audio quality for
It
940 pace.
I'm
This is
shocked.
actually incredible.
I'm shocked. This is really good. Like
This
Leone,
is
you
better
should-
than Karane's video. This is
It is. It's better.
Is it the glow sticks? Are the glow sticks powering?
I mean, they're quite amazing. Pete,
like
we need
Iron
new
Man.
props. We need
I-
glow sticks, actually.
there a-
Leone's like
thing in his
Yeah.
chest like Iron Man? Like Iron Man?
Dude, you guys
Thank you.
I'm going
Thank
like
you.
9
Dale says just thank you.
Buffalo is an uninteresting run, by the way. There's nothing out there.
Imagine seeing Leone out your window right now.
ran through a spider web.
I also love that the only way that Leone can keep up with all of the, neon recessed lighting bros is by going out on a run.
Leone,
I
if you
saw
would
Kind
like
of
to
won
keep-
me over with that Waller point.
Nor do I care.
That's a great point.
I'm in.
He's getting swayed by the guy that
I'm
runs.
still thinking about that. Like, holy fuck, he's right. Who would be
Adams
the
does
tight end
go
one?
down. Holy shit.
Yeah, noodle on that.
I like this. Leone actually gets more profound when he runs because he knows he needs to save his words up.
It's
I'm
really
actually going-
freaking me out, the pitter patter though, like in my ears, the constant pitter
Oh,
patter of the
sorry.
feet.
I got
Sounds like a
loud
horse.
feet.
No, please don't turn it off.
Leone's apologizing for his feet
While he's
on a run right now.
I do have loud feet. I did a gait analysis. They're like fucking quiet, run quieter. And I was like, how? They're like, just think about running quieter. I don't really get that, but okay.
Visualize it.
He's got heavy feet. Leone's got heavy concrete feet.
You did a gait analysis. That's something I did not know existed. I thought that was a horse thing, if anything.
Leone, how many miles are you gonna do right now?
3.
Holy shit.
Yeah,
Well,
you're
okay,
a
we're
better
gonna
man
get to
than
see
us.
your 5K time here.
Yo, Leone, I on Saturday I joined Chris Allen in Dayton, Ohio, and I finished 3rd among all males in 5K time. 25:14. 25:14 was my total time. 5K.
Nice.
It was
I'm
a-
going
it
to
was a
fucking
race.
do that while on stream, but good for you.
Yeah.
Slam dunk!
My accomplishments don't matter on the shit chasing.
No, I'm just kidding. That's awesome, Daigle.
You just got dunked on.
I did.
Wow.
By a guy actually accomplishing more than me right now. I'm
Wow.
3
This guy's
margaritas deep.
discussing the
He's running
nuances
a
of
5K.
projections and dunking on people while on a run right now. All right,
Wow.
Leone, we're about to
Holy
be on the
shit.
clock. The infamous Josh Jacobs, Adam Thielen, Dalton Schultz, DeAndre Hopkins, Joe Burrow. We only have one wide receiver, one tight end, no quarterbacks, and Saquon, Javonte, and Brees at running
Can
back.
we get into the rookie receivers here? Can you tap receiver?
Tony go? I was gonna.
Yeah.
Traylon. Can
Yeah.
we get Traylon? Leone?
Yeah, let's get Traylon.
I love Burks.
Yeah. Leone.
Burks
fucking-
over Hopkins.
Yeah, easy.
Yeah.
Easy game.
Okay, and
Easy.
then who do we want with our next pick? Do we want to push quarterback again?
Tony.
Tony just went.
Tony went
Oh,
one
wish.
pick before us.
We do Hopkins, Kirk, Ayuk.
I do Ayuk. I like Ayuk.
All right.
Ayuk for sure. Yeah.
Okay.
You could also do Sky.
Yeah, Sky correlates with Javonte.
I'd probably
You
do
guys-
IU, but whatever. Those guys all sound good.
Leone, think about the wind in your sails if we roll the sky clip while you're running right now.
Well, Ayuk does correlate with
He'll take some
Javonte-
deep breaths.
or with Darren Waller.
That's true. Who do you want, Leone? Do you want the music or do you want Brandon Ayuk?
Roll the clip.
Yes!
Yes.
Roll it!
That's our guy.
Sky Moore, 2 Ys.
That's the fucking sickest name I've ever seen for a wide receiver in my goddamn life.
Sky's up.
Oh, let's go.
How did that feel good, Leone? You get a good
Yeah.
split there?
My StreamYard made me like click for the audio, so I missed the beginning.
What app are you using? Or is this literally like FaceTime or clicking a StreamYard from your phone?
I'm like on Safari URL.
Dude, Safari URL needs some touting. This is a great reception.
It really
Literally,
is.
Corain dreamed of this internet for 2 months. This is fucking insane.
Longer than that, Daigle. More like
Yeah.
2 years.
You're
Can we
just
just
now
all-
not freezing like cavemen. This is insane.
Can we also talk about the ADP arc of Sky Moore? So, ship chasing pumps him into the 70s. Then we start fudding him because we say it's too ridiculous.
Yeah.
And then Leone runs on stream and we boost him right
You
back
just
into
shoot
the
him up to
70s.
701. Beautiful.
Leone, do you have any mileage goals a week you're trying to hit right now?
I'm doing like 25 a week right now.
Damn,
Wow.
that's impressive.
Here we go. What 905?
905, how many
Is that
miles?
905.
He's crushing.
Look at that.
Everyone make your picks quicker so Leone can get through this run.
Don't don't slow clock this like the Underdog Cardio Club, where I had to sit there waiting on everyone, and every treadmill round would go 55 minutes instead of 40 accordingly.
Hey, I mean, extra effort there, Daigle.
Leone, is this the latest, like in recent memory, that you've ever gone for a run? I can't imagine you on a regular Wednesday night running at
It's
11:15.
That's crazy.
Oh yeah, it's definitely the latest I've gone in a while. I've been going lately. Like people don't realize how hot and humid Buffalo gets because they think it's like a cold place. So I've been going after the sun goes down, but it's more like 9 o'clock, not 11 o'clock.
I assume the weather's basically like it is here, right? It gets probably hot as shit in the summer.
Yeah. I think it gets hotter where you are, but it gets hot.
It's just New York. It's fucking miserable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Leone, can we just talk about the brand pivot Leone's had? He went from spreadsheet virgin to fucking nailing threes like he's Steph Curry, summiting 14ers, running at 11 p.m. I mean, total
Substacker.
You don't have to like it, but this is what peak male performance looks like.
This is peak male performance. I mean, my God, just an absolute
peak male
beast.
performance like an 8th round Jacob.
Like an 8th round what?
Josh Jacobs.
No, Josh Jacobs.
Whenever I can't make out what Leone's saying, I just assume he's talking about Josh Jacobs.
Kevin, I hope you didn't miss it earlier. Kevin, David Bell made the debut. I don't know if you were here for that, but we finally got to the David Bell clip that you made us, and
just
it was
an epic
glorious.
highlight clip.
This is so
Glorious.
fantastic.
So good.
All right, we are going to be. Oh, go ahead, Eric.
I can't get over the Leone, vest. It literally looks like the dude from Iron Man 2, and it's freaking me out. Like he's going to be whipping around the like electric.
Shit, Eric, you want to see some shit?
Oh my fucking god!
Oh, baby.
What is that tied to? Why is it so tied to your chest, but the bottom is loose?
He's got a clip.
That big ass winter coat, and it fucked up the one side.
So what? Should we take Stafford with one of these picks?
Take
What do we want to
Stafford
do
for
with the other?
Fuck, I don't know, man.
Claypool?
Our receivers are a little.
Yeah, I like Claypool. I like Claypool.
Oh, Claypool.
Lockett or Claypool?
Wait, that's close. Damn.
Leone loves Tyler Lockett.
I got nothing.
Any other thoughts on Lockett versus Claypool? I think we agree we need a receiver.
I got nothing. I like
right.
them both.
Anyone want to break this tie?
Daigle.
What about Garrett Wilson?
Daigle.
You could double stack. You could double stack with Wood. You can go
Garrett
Woods
Wilson.
and double stack with Tannehill like much later
Let's
on.
take Garrett Wilson.
Should we just do Garrett Wilson,
Yeah,
alpha
let's just
play?
do
it?
another rookie. Yeah.
All right.
I was
Rookie.
looking at him, but I was like, we already have two.
He's
Yeah,
not
but
coming
fuck it.
back, but
Keep firing up the rookies.
yeah, he's not coming back. Claypool.
See, this is the Hayden thing, right? We can't take
Dude.
all the guys. We can't take fucking Tyler Lockett like all the hyper fragile teams. We got to get off the board.
Can we
That is
say it?
a
I mean, this
excellent
chronic.
call.
Can we talk about chronic dice right here? 0 RB through 10 rounds, fucking double taps tight end, Lamar Jackson, and then just pisses the shit out of it. Rashad Bateman, Kadarius Toney, Brandon Ayuk, Tyler Boyd, Chase Claypool. Chronic dice. Respect.
We need Wilson
it.
to complete all this. Zach Wilson, that is. Let's fuck everything.
The MILF Hunter is on the radar.
Leone's footsteps are really throwing me off here.
I enjoy
Sorry.
it. It's kind of the ambient noise I'd like with all my drafts.
I'm gonna go to sleep to it tonight.
I turned around. We're halfway home.
Oh,
We're halfway.
well,
Evan says, "Is this the longest stream to date?" Our main event streams like are 2.5 hours by
Have you
default.
ever shown up to Thanksgiving?
Also,
by
like,
chance, Thanksgiving
was like 5 hours.
it was so fucking long.
I was off
We
air
went
for
2.5
4 hours of it.
We went 2.5 hours this Monday. So, who's got the longest stream this week?
That's why I bowed out on Monday, because I knew I had a long night ahead of me on Wednesday. Goodness.
I liked it. Did you check in? Did you see there were like 6 people on and you were like, all right.
That was exactly what happened. I said I would like bail you out, like if you were just by yourself, lonely streaming your pros versus Joes, and then I look and there's 9 people on the stream. I'm like, yeah, I'm fucking going to bed.
Yeah, Pat does this thing where I had a show right before, and I literally sat down. I'm like, Alyssa's out of town. I'm gonna sit down. I'm gonna have a little whiskey. I'm gonna watch the show, just hang out, draft some best ball teams, and then I'm an idiot. I hop in the comments and like make some stupid sarcastic remark, and then Pat hey, here's the link if you want to hop on the show. Next 2.5 hours of my life are now wasted getting drunk and talking over Kyle Dvorak on the internet.
That was fun though. That was a good show.
It was fun.
Well, that's just the kind of guy I am. I extend the invite.
Yeah, you let me embarrass myself on your stream. Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right. Dustin says he's playing the host. How the hell does this only have 66 likes? There are
true.
Fucking sick fucks at 270 sick fucks out here watching
There's
Leone
276 human beings watching this.
What is wrong with you
269
people?
now.
We had over 300 watching earlier, and I thought us just turning into a running podcast would maybe drop viewers, and it's still holding strong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Fucking like the video, you assholes.
300 people are watching a New Balance commercial. And
I mean,
How many
We
rounds?
should get a New Balance sponsorship here. That'd be
Hey,
pretty
we're getting an RB run here. This is great. For
yeah,
our
we're
receiver.
about to pick at the 10-11 turn, Leone, and we just had 7 straight running back picks off the
Wait.
board.
this is
We're only
good.
at 10-11. I'm gonna finish before you.
Yeah, run faster.
You are gonna finish. Yeah.
Let's see what Chronic Dice does. He finally crack and take a running back? He does
Yep.
take Ronald Jones.
No,
this guy, is this Pat? Is this your burner account here?
What? No, it's not me, guys. Don't
Is
worry.
it Jalen
Solid.
Tolbert season? Are we just
Yeah,
stacking up the
Tolbert.
rookies?
Tolbert.
Tolbert and what? I mean, Galladay's fine here, right? We could
Yeah,
set up a little
Galladay's a
Daniel
good-
Yeah, I'm
Jones
good
late.
with Galladay, yeah.
Galladay's a good little. Yeah, he'll probably run routes and get some targets and shit.
And we got the Giants thing already.
Exactly.
Only thing I was gonna say was Fields. What do you guys think about taking
Ooh.
Field like the running young upside quarterback? What's Stafford's good, but not gonna totally smash. I kind of like Fields on
I
the
kinda like
Stafford
it.
team.
Yeah, I like it.
And
I wish
then
we-
like
I guess you can
backdoor
get
stack
Pringle
him
or
with
something.
Pringle and
We could have
Thielen.
gone Komet.
Yeah.
Could've
I
gone-
think
we
Fields is
could've
going to be a good
Fields,
NFL
Komet, yeah.
quarterback.
That was
but
probably the move.
Chicago is literally trying to make Justin Fields fail. Like they're trying to trade their fucking offensive tackle now. Like what that roster?
What are
is
they? Why are they
so-
doing that? Why are
Yeah.
they
Look,
trading Tevin
that's not-
Jenkins?
I actually think that's a bad narrative because he was so bad last year that he's been playing. He was supposed to be their left tackle. He's been playing backup right tackle all minicamp and OTAs.
Okay.
So the fact they're now trying to trade him is them admitting defeat rather than putting him in there and
Okay.
letting him get Justin Fields blown up.
But
I
can
don't
we
think
talk
that- I
about
think that's
how they
positive.
how they have every 20th round best ball pick from 2020 on their receiving core? Like that's all they have.
Well, that's
David
yeah.
Moore, Equinemius St. Brown, fucking Byron Pringle. What,
Nikhil
what
Harry?
is this receiving core?
Thank you.
And the rest of the line is
Who is out at 11:30?
What did just happen?
I just got a compliment on my lights.
What did they say?
They said, "I love your jacket."
Yes.
It was a biker.
What did they say if they love your modified hyperfragile strategy here?
9:17. We're slowing down.
it's a great point on that Waller thing, man.
Yeah.
Great.
Hey,
Next
thanks for
person,
thanks for the advice on Darren Waller.
Hey, nice
Who did
3-point
we
shooting
take? Did we
in
take
Denver.
Galladay?
Yeah.
We did.
Yeah.
Nice.
We fucked up and took God.
Nice. Leone loves it. He's 28. Leone's right in Leone's wheelhouse.
Oh, he's gonna score 10 touchdowns.
Oh fuck yeah. We need that on this team.
Some of us ignored our bosses and put out an official Daniel Jones over passing touchdowns prop. So we need it.
I
Yes.
heard you. That was actually a shot. I love that. I love that bet.
Dude, the Giants are fun to play. They're gonna
Yeah.
throw a lot. My favorite part of doing all the pods with Leone was when we got to the Giants. I was all excited to talk about. I think they could throw a ton, and Leone like introduced them and was like, "I'm egregiously high on the Giants," and I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be fun."
Y'all obviously mentioned how trash their secondary is. Like literally how they have no pass rush or defense whatsoever, and that's what helps Daniel Jones more than anything.
And
No,
offensive
Daigle
line.
helps them
Huge-
more than that.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Daigle is the
No, I mean, dude, they don't have any choice but to go 5 deep at wide receiver because literally their defense is so piss poor. Like that's why they have to. That's why they have to put their foot on the gas. It doesn't even matter. Like if they were protecting leads, you could run Saquon Barkley. You won't even have a chance to run Saquon Barkley because they're gonna have to throw literally every single fucking snap.
I love that Pete walks away and the bots come in, but the Giants are like a little bit of like the Cardinals type of thing where like there's a lot of talent on the offense. It's a little different, Kyler versus Daniel Jones, obviously, but good offensive line, right? The Giants made upgrades on the offensive line.
Yep.
And the defense, like you said, is not like it has no paths to being really good. Like that's like the concern actually that I have with like the 49ers is like their defense might just be fucking elite.
Yeah.
And so they just grind it out, right? It's like, let's just run Eli Mitchell and Trey Lance and throw it 20 times a
O-line
game.
concerns as well.
Dude, their offensive line.
The 49ers?
Is terrible. Yeah,
49ers.
It's only Trent. Yeah, it's only Trent. It's only Trent Williams. They're only going to run left. They're only going to run left behind Trent Williams.
I'm worried.
Yeah, that's how it fails for us this year with Lance, is if the O-line just sucks.
No.
He should help with that. Like,
Kittle,
theoretically.
Kittle will fix everything.
Yeah,
I think Lance is like Fields and Hurts. He can't fail in fantasy. The team can definitely fail. Like the 49ers, they win 7 games.
Debo can fail. Debo and Kittle can fail.
Yeah, but the quarterbacks can't fail because they're going to average over 8 carries per game. Who gives a shit?
Fields failed last year.
I love that.
No. Last 5 starts, Fields did not fail.
What did he have?
Fields was trash for like half the year.
Yeah, but last 5 starts, 8.5 carries. He averaged 8 rushing points per game, and then also only 2 of his 72 carries, literally just 2, were actually design runs.
We're on the clock,
much
guys.
more higher percentage this year.
Tim Patrick.
I'm not even a Fields like. Yeah, y'all go ahead.
What do we need here?
We need wide receiver, tight end, and quarterback.
You need a team. You need a best ball team.
Yeah, what guys? I left this stream and you guys drafted 3 running backs.
Trevor Lawrence. We got to get
Trevor
a QB,
Lawrence is
right?
gone. Yeah,
I know he's
Duke
on
Lawrence.
stack, but
I'm fine with Lawrence. Robbie would be my wide receiver pick here.
Yeah, we should add another wide receiver. Do you guys like Robbie over DJ Chark?
No, I like Chark.
I like Chark.
Like Robbie.
Gerald Everett. Oh,
Pickens. I would be fine with Pickens too.
Wrong LA team.
Let's just make this the rookie
Gerald
team.
Everett still played for the Rams.
What do you guys want?
I
Chark?
guess
I thought
Chark. I do
Chark
Henry.
is
I
fine.
do.
Chark's
Chark.
fine.
We want to get
Let's do
tight end.
Chark.
then.
All right. The only thing about the Lawrence pick is we were setting up the Daniel Jones.
Oh,
Well, now we just set up Zay or Visca.
Oh,
all I could see in the queue was Jameis Winston was next, and I was like, "Fuck, we got to get a QB." But we should.
We could do 3 here, right? I mean,
Yeah.
we don't really have an elite.
Yes. We can.
Well, Daniel Jones just went right after us.
Oh shit.
It's all right.
Leone, how many miles are you at right now?
2.5.
2.5. Holy shit.
Holy shit, dude.
So
you are-
running.
You're 4.5 minutes away from being done.
You're gonna fit it, yeah.
The chat says this guy's still running. Unreal.
Wow.
What's your response to that?
Alpha
I'm an
play.
alpha.
Oh my goodness.
Dude, what do you think? Like, if someone looked out their window, they saw someone running, and going, "I'm an alpha."
Honey, there's one of those affirmational runners out in front of the house.
Yeah. They know you're listening to something. They think it's some tape. You are an
Yeah.
alpha.
Yeah.
Listen to those.
Self-help,
Yeah.
Leone.
Yeah. I am an alpha.
I draft Josh Jacobs. I am an alpha.
They are the ones who jumped the shark.
I'm gonna do. I'm getting intimidated because I've soft agreed to do this relay race that Leone is going to be doing with some of his friends, and it's in Massachusetts. And describe for the people because I still don't fully understand what I'm getting into. Like, what's the longest leg that I'm agreeing to run, Leone?
So the total race is 200 miles, and you have a team of 10 to 12 people split into 2 vans. We'll probably do like 10 people so the vans aren't as crowded. So each person is averaging like 20 miles, but I think that's split up into like 3 different segments.
That sounds
Are you
miserable.
a cardio person, Pete, or do you just lift weights?
Sir, I literally invented the Underdog Cardio Club.
Yeah, but Stairmaster for 45 minutes literally does not count. It doesn't matter at all.
I ran cross country at high school. I mean, the longest runs I'll do are probably like 5 to 7 mile runs. So that's why I'm at.
Good.
Like, I'm going to have to train for a 10-mile run here.
Yeah, you're good.
But yeah, I mean, it's spread out over like, 20 hours. So it's not like you're going and running 20 miles all at once.
What is this event? Good God.
What's it called? Ragnarok?
Relay.
Yeah.
Ragnarok.
I don't think I can run a mile right now. I'm just gonna keep drinking these Coors Lights. The listeners.
Yeah,
are with
exactly.
me.
Yeah.
I'm getting cardio watching Leone
Yeah.
run.
I
That's
feel.
fun.
I feel like my body's working hard right now. Watching Leone.
Fat
I don't
guys
know.
in the chat saying cardio is for the birds.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
My favorite chip chasing moments are when Beimfohr and Gretsch are together and they're just dipping while talking to each other. That's the healthiest
Drinking-
moment for chip chasing.
Drinking and dipping and being like, nah, I couldn't run a mile. Like it's very fitting.
It's the best when you're actually not watching the videos and I'm like listening to the replays while running and like you could hear the chew in your voice. Like it's in your lip. You could hear it.
Beimfohr had like a dip hanging out of his lip.
Yeah.
It was really hanging.
And they're like,
Like
you're
I said,
really
'cause
going for
his
it. He
wife
goes-
was out of town and then he hated it actually.
He goes,
I
this
did.
isn't even a lot.
I listen. I'm a
That's a-
fan of the shows.
It wasn't my best Monday, let's just say.
Well, I'm drinking. I got mezcal and Contro, and then I couldn't.
Yo.
I couldn't find lime
Yeah.
juice.
Dude, that
Yeah,
So
sounds
it's almost a
That
margarita.
actually
You made a
sounds
marg.
delicious.
Yeah, you just
Yeah.
simple
I've been
syrup.
drinking beers and now I want a marg so bad and I should not do it.
If I could have found lime juice, this would be fucking perfect. It's still pretty good.
Does it like not exist where you live or what? Like
I just didn't find
you
any in the
can't
fridge. Like,
find
why-
it?
No, like I scrambled. I
Fresh
was
lime
drinking something. I was drinking another drink before, and then during some break on this show, I like tried to make a margarita. and only got
Quick
2/3 full.
pro tip, Corinne. While
Hang on, we're on the
Leone's
clock here.
win- Yeah,
Can
sorry.
you mute Leone?
Yeah, you got to mute Leone.
How about Hamler and Dubs?
Love it.
Let's do it.
Love it.
I'm down with Dubs. Alec Pierce does give us correlation. If you wanna
Ooh,
push the
you
Dubs.
want to
Oh,
do Pearson
I-
Dubs?
Or we could do.
Do
Let's
we
do
have
Pierce and
Chiefs?
Dubs.
Do we have any Chiefs though?
Or do you want to
we
stack
do.
up? Do you want to stack up Lords with
Not with
Marvin
Marvin.
Jones?
No,
No,
no.
No,
not
Hamler's a
Marvin.
way better pick than Pierce, isn't he?
I think I like Pierce. but I
Hamler
think-
with the injury is like.
All right, let's do Dubs.
All
I
right,
think
Hamler Dubs. It's a great night. Let's fucking roll the clip.
Romeo W. Dubs. Romeo Dubs.
Second and 5. Strong to the end zone. It's caught. It's a touchdown. It's over. Ball for Dubs, who adjusts. Who's got it?
I'm a young fly stunner, I'm the coldest in the game. And I told him I would do it, so I actually did it. I was trying to get some money, but the fame came with it.
I'd like to take Romeo Dubs so we get a little Minnesota bring
Let's
back
go.
in week 17.
17, I
Let's
like
go.
That's
They'll take a shot to the end zone. It's caught. It's Dubs. Play action. Setting up wide open downfield. That is Dubs.
Throw your dubs up, throw your dubs up.
Shout out Gretch with our Romeo Dubs clip now in the hopper.
Dude, the part where we
Beautiful.
throw up the Dubs in order and it scrolls is so fucking good.
Gretch was concerned. Gretch was concerned, but I wanted you to trust me on that ending punch up there, Gretch.
I don't want to ruin the bit.
Yeah, my
I
original
have a
clip
comment
was
on
a
this with
lot
the bit
longer.
as well.
Yeah, okay.
I think Daigle
Bob-
has the same.
Beimfohr and I have the same opinion. We don't want to ruin the bit, but he did come out and say he personally never corrected everyone.
Oh, we know this.
Oh,
We know his name.
Oh, the Dobbs? Oh,
We
that's
already
old news.
discussed
We don't
this.
fucking
His
give a
name's
shit.
Dubs on ship chasing. from
Yeah,
now on.
imagine trying to say that when this is going on in the chat right now. Get out of here.
Have you heard the most recent ETR podcast with Levitan and Silva yet? Where Levitan pronounces Wandale Robinson literally, I'm not even kidding, 10 times. Wandale Robinson. And I about fucking lost it every time
He's
I
been
heard it.
saying that the whole time. I think Wayndale.
Bro, this is the first time I've heard him call him Wandale. Who the fuck calls him Wandale Robinson? How do you
Our
even
guy-
look at that name and say Wan?
Our guy
He's not
Chris G
Asian.
got me calling him Wandale. Like, what's he did?
Wanda-
Rondale?
I like
Rondale?
That's
Wandale.
better than Wan.
So good.
Yeah. $1
Is
is
it- does-
perfect.
But does it trigger anyone else when people like totally fuck up the pronunciation of other people's names? I don't. It's a personal problem that I have. I will own it. But like when people like, if you can't, I love you, Levitan. Wandale is really not something you should fuck up. And like when I listen to it, I'm like instantly triggered. I get triggered when people like even the I think Ben we did a show or something like that and we were talking about Alberto and it was like when people didn't spend the time to like go to Google and look up how to pronounce his name and everyone was fucking it up, it like triggered me. And I don't know, like I said, this is a flaw of my personality, but the pronunciation stuff just drives me nuts.
The Alberto stuff, like I've gone to that clip. I've watched it probably a dozen times. I still don't do it right.
Yeah, some of them are
Kuibunum.
very hard.
So
That's like
I
not
literally-
exactly right, and not that I can do it, but it's like
That's
I can't
how a simple white guy from America says it.
Kuibunum.
Yeah. Yes.
Kuibunum.
Yes. He says it with a little flair.
Or he kind of says it more like a Quagbunam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's the general.
How do you
But
say
Wandale, I mean,
Wandale is fuck. I wouldn't mention it if I didn't already text him personally. Just be like, bro, you gotta figure this shit. Like Wandale, come on now, not even close. There's like three other letters in Wandale.
This reminds me real quick before we pick. Part of adding more clips to the hopper here is that we don't just be massively exposed to Ronald Jones and Laviska Shenault in every draft. So if you would like to submit a clip for Wandale, any other late round pick to help us diversify our late round selections, our DMs and inboxes are open.
Speaking of that, Pete, we don't tend to draft a lot of late round dart throws at tight end very often, so it'll probably be good to get one of those in.
It's fine.
Let's
do it.
It is a night. Who else do we want to take? We have 2 picks here.
What do we need? We could use another running. We need another running, but if we have 3, we should probably tack one on.
Yeah, but we could wait on that.
This team needs Tim Patrick, honestly. When you look at it,
should we get a third quarterback?
We
Should
need
get
one
Goff
running
with
back,
this
and we
build?
need a we
could do Goff with Shark.
Goff with Shark.
I like that.
All right, let's do Goff, and we did in fact take Greg Dulcich.
Let's
Roll
go.
the clip.
Oh my God, look at that hair. Oh my God. Oh my God, it's so beautiful.
Incredible work, Pat. But like Greg R, I forgot Leone was still running too.
I did too.
I forgot. We were rolling so many clips. Are you done, Leone?
No, I've been done. I'm walking. I'm cooling down.
Oh my goodness. He's home. Look at all the fucking clovers out there.
Hey, Leone,
Dude,
what's
this-
your address?
This is a nice light setup, though. You guys see
Yeah,
what
it
you
looks
want
good,
on.
man.
It is
does
nice.
look good.
The lighting's really nice.
Your house looks beautiful.
Your
Did
neck,
Nate
your
landscape
neck
do that?
looks really beautiful. The lighting is just incredible.
Stop doxing yourself now and go inside.
Okay.
All right, that's
No one's
unhealthy.
going to Buffalo. Don't worry about
Don't show your face.
So structurally, right now we have a 3-3-9-2 build. Midi could argue that
You should not build this way.
The advance rates are not good on this.
it's either a running. I think it's probably a fourth running back.
it. It's got to be.
Yeah, I think for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, but we got the Dubs clip on, and that was important.
We hit all the clips.
We got all the
tonight.
clips.
Yeah.
All right.
Ben and I spent a combined 10 hours on our clips.
I you were trying to roll clips at Daigle. Well, actually, it's pronounced Dobbs.
You motherfucker. I have to tap out.
It's pronounced Del Chichi.
All right, Daigle, you're allowed to go change back into your Nike polo.
Thank you. I'm jumping on another stream right now with Ian Harditz. We're drafting a $350 FFPC league. So
You're drafting on you're jumping on a stream at 11:45.
oh yeah, buddy. What else do I got to do? I have nothing
All
else
right,
to do.
enjoy.
Good.
Enjoy.
Stream to stream.
I'll do
all.
a plug because
Love
you
you
set
too,
me
buddy.
up. Ian Harditz on the randomizer tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern. So
Imagine following up the last guest. Can't do it.
I
I'll
would.
do a
I
plug.
wouldn't want to follow you up.
Can't do it.
Thank you,
And
Daigle.
Daigle and I
We'll
are
see ya.
doing our fight pod live again.
We are doing. Yeah, I love you all. That's all I got right now. I love you all. Bye.
All right, Leone, you're back. Getting a nice. Oh, he turns off the nice big glass of water here. Look at this alpha play right there. Chug it, Leone. Alpha play. I feel like this is like footage of a serial killer who's broken into someone's house and is like filming it.
It would be amazing if someone was like, "Who the fuck are you?
Who am I about to murder?
Why are you in my house?"
Leone, you get to make our 18th round pick. Rachel's gonna be so pissed.
Your wife's gonna kill you.
Oh
Oh my God,
That was it.
Leone, can you turn the Christmas lights on at 11:45? Somebody asked. Oh, he's gone. He's coming back on.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna go piss before the end of this.
Can we talk about Chronic Dice here? I mean, what a build. 0 RB. He
Pete,
goes.
keep your
What-
eyes
what?
on our team.
Hang
never
on,
do
I
this
just gotta
before.
look
You
at
keep
this.
your
You
eyes
just
on
fell
our
for the
team.
Gormanji trap. You just
Come
fell
on.
for the
Hang on.
Gormanji.
Hang on. He drafted Rojo,
Wandering
Darrell
eyes.
Henderson, Tyler Algier, Wandale Robinson, Tyron Davis Price, Jarek McCannon, Ernest Johnson. I mean, this guy.
Look, just because you did it in an accent doesn't mean that you weren't lusting after team 2.
It does. I threw you off the set.
You didn't throw me off.
Leone, you earned. I love that Leone just back at his setup in the same outfit.
It's so hot
after
up here.
running a 5K.
You just ran 3 miles and showed back up in the same clothing and like everything was normal.
He
Well,
had one glass of water.
I was like,
Yeah, 6 ounces of water. He's back
I
to
was
like,
gonna get in
bro, who are we
trouble,
taking
man.
in
I
the
was too
18th
loud.
round?
Holy shit.
Leone, we need a running
Oh,
back
I made
to
it
round
back.
out.
I made it back. The draft's not even over yet.
Leone, pick our last running back.
You
Holy
can
shit.
pick the last running back to round out our Saquon, Javonte, Brees Hall team.
Do we have any like random correlations with? Let's go. I really don't care. I don't even have it in. I mean, Zach Moss. I don't know.
Let's do Zach Boss
I like
just
it.
for Leone. Seems
Oh wait,
fun.
what about? Oh no, never mind.
I mean,
Yeah.
Zach Moss is just like the least fun pick in the world, but that's you asked
Yeah,
for it.
he's
You should
the
get it.
anti.
You could do Kenyon Drake and have the Raiders covered either way tonight.
No, please. Let's not end on that, Pat. Please, God.
Oh my God.
No matter
That
what
actually-
happens in Las Vegas, we're winning.
Historical anomaly is right. JJ Taylor walk off would have been incredible.
That actually would have been amazing. Goddamn.
All right, Leone, thank you. Tour de force performance tonight. I mean, I wish I would have snuck in a little cardio during this draft. That would have been a nice perk.
I
Congratulations.
feel great.
on
I
doing
should
that.
do all my ship chasing appearances while running outside.
Beimfohr, thank you for joining us tonight as always. And did the storms chill out by you?
Yeah, it's kind of like casual. Leone probably could have ran outside in the storms that we have here now. It's like very, very weird. It's gonna storm for like 16 more hours, but it has calmed down enough for us to do a marathon stream.
I think I'm gonna have to get a highlight clip made of this show because
Leone,
this
what was your
just,
final pace?
I think 9:15.
Nice.
I mean, while on the phone is incredible.
Impressive.
Well, also just like Leone, I want to get Leone introducing our clips while running with his lights. Roll the clip.
It's look at this gif someone sent on Twitter here for Leone's outfit. So good.
Wait, do I get Underdog Cardio Club? Can I get?
I think we can have Redmond hook you up. Maybe they'll give you rake back on that $5 puppy we just did. So your 125 is now like $1.17. Any other final thoughts here before we power this down?
This is fun.
This is incredible.
Yeah.
This was great. All of us, I'm sure, will be doing Underdog content and best ball content in some capacity, but on the ship chasing airwaves next week, we're going to have Sean Siegel on, FFPC Master Plan show, talking Zero RB, and then we will be ripping drafts. If you're in the Discord, we posted our draft schedule. All kinds of good stuff from everyone up here. Pat teasing, what was it? What were you teasing? A 2-quarterback propaganda
So
article?
I actually have, I have an article it's going to be a multi-part article, but I have the first part like 95% done, and my hope is to get the rest of it basically done and drop all of it next week. But at the very least, part 1 will be out next week, and it's looking at like exactly kind of what we were talking about, how this is not best ball where we're trying to win a season-long format. We're trying to win 4 uncorrelated tournaments, as someone put very, very well last year in a Best Ball Bros video. But like that is what we're trying to do. So I was looking at FanDuel, the optimal lineup, the thresholds of tournament winning weeks, and then kind of seeing where those weeks had occurred in drafts over the last couple of years in Underdog, and using that to sort of figure out fertile areas of the draft for each position. And then I took that information and came up with some roster builds that have been really successful over the last couple of years in Underdog, and also successful even years back in fan ball as well. So the research is kind of pointing me towards elite quarterback as one of the takeaways.
Grutch, anything else you got going on?
No, it's just a lot of stuff going from stealing signals and stealing lines, and the shows with Lee here are finishing up. We gotta check those out.
Christ.
Everyone,
Clip this for the audio listeners. This whole
everyone have a good night. We'll see you next time.